Good morning, I'm Isaiah Jacob. The Indiana Hoosiers are the college football national champions for the first time ever. Top seeded Indiana defeated number 10 Miami 27-21. Head coach of the Hoosiers, Curt Signetti, now has an FBS best 27-2 record over the past 2 seasons. He has led the Hoosiers to their first 2 10-win seasons in program history. Then yesterday in the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers fell to the Oklahoma City Thunder 136-104. The Cavs are currently the 7th seed in the East. And then in NFL coaching news, the Tennessee Titans are finalizing a deal to hire San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh as their next head coach, while the Miami Dolphins hired former Green Bay Packers and Ohio State defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley as their next head coach. This update was sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss, improving health, eating better, and losing weight. Have you started your New Year's goal? Awaken180weightloss.com.
Breakfast time!
Hello, welcome to T Bone and Tyvis. Can I take your order?
Just want a little breakfast.
Hey, you want some crabs? Because I got some of them.
Get ready to drive through the intersection of football, food, and fun. Come on, Joe! Featuring producer Dylan.
We're the 5 best rappers of all time.
Special guests.
You serious?
And you. Wake up.
For what?
It's time for T Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Happy Tuesday to you. Good morning, go to hell. I'm T-Bone, he's Tyvis. Back from his Yoga Lattes hot paloga workout that you did yesterday. How you doing, T?
I'm alive.
You doing all right?
I am alive. That is the best part of it all. Actually, it was a wonderful time, actually. You go into this room and, you first walk in the room and it's hot. Now, the good news is it's cold outside. So, like, when I was freezing walking into the building, as I got dressed and changed, I went into the studio, and it's, like, hot. It's like, but it's not, like, baking, though. Like, it's not like, it's unbearable. It's not that. It was, like, a cool, like, small sauna. Like, you know how when you first turn the sauna on and it got to warm up? It was like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, this ain't that bad.
No.
And I'm sitting in there, before we even get started, I'm sitting in there. I was in there for, like, a good 10 minutes before we started. Like, man, it is get a little toasty in here, but you know what? I'm a sweat, so I'm a cool off,
Sure.
And yeah, we started off with a nice little warm up stretch and whatnot. And I'm like, that's nothing. We do the first set. I'm like, it's nothing. I didn't feel the heat, like it didn't really get on me until like the last set. The last set, I was like, it was all mental. I was like, I done got this far. It's the last set. I got to get through it. And yeah.
Well, you were hot yesterday. You know what today is on this show.
Oh, yeah.
Hot Take Tuesday!
So, you sweated it out yesterday. You survived your workout.
Yep.
That's good. Nicole Sheeran from 10 TV had you at the yoga studio, making sure you sweated. Now, you can give us your hot takes. Just get them to us. At Bone and Tyvis 971, or you can go to YouTube, 971 The Fan. Click on T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll be right in there. As you may have heard, we have producer Isaiah filling in today.
Slash Isaac.
No.
Poor Matty Ice.
Well, I felt bad. So
And T-Bone.
Yeah, when we first met, we had like a 20-minute conversation where I was like getting to know you. We were talking about stuff. And then I like, all right, Isaac, I'll see you later. And I leave. And I tell Fish, I was like, yeah, that Isaac guy's really nice. He's like, his name is Isaiah. I was like, well.
It was worse. It was like a flyby as he was walking out the door. It was like an insult as he left. I was like, was that on purpose or what are we doing here?
Yeah, it's like, see a-hole and just left. You're like, did he just say that?
Are they hazing me here? What's going on?
Yeah. That's all right. What's funny is Isaiah and I used to work not together. We worked at the same place. Used to work at Radio U, the Christian radio station where I worked. Isaiah worked there, too. And you did mornings there, right?
I did mornings there for a long time, yep. Then came over here. So me and T-Bone had a similar trajectory, but I don't know what that means for my future.
I mean,
hopefully good.
Could be anything.
It means that you're going to put on a lot of weight.
Yes.
I see your future.
That and Kirk Herbstreit will yell at someone on the radio station, get them fired, and then you will get a job. So there's also that.
Lots to look forward to.
Yeah, right. It's a big future for you. Welcome to Isaiah. Thanks for hopping in. Dylan is off today. He'll be back tomorrow. So last night, it was kind of a big deal. I don't know if you saw this. Something that should never have happened that I never thought would happen. Oh, it happened yesterday.
Mendoza ready to take the snap. He takes it. He looks. He throws the football. And he runs it. No, he runs it. And he ties for the end zone. Does he get it in? Touchdown! Fernando Mendoza runs the football and scored.
That is Don Fisher on the Indiana Football Radio Network, presented by Learfield, it should be noted. That was one of the key plays in a 27-21 victory for Indiana, beating Miami in the national championship game. Never thought in a million years that's a phrase I would be saying, but here we are.
Yeah. Kurt Signetti has done an unbelievable job. Like, last year, everybody thought Indiana was a fluke. It was a nice story. But when they got to the CFP, they got embarrassed by Notre Dame. And literally, he saw that and made a couple adjustments, got a new quarterback and all those things. And it turned out to just be the right team. Like, the way that they played the game, was unbelievable. To me, I knew this game would be a battle in the trenches, but where Miami messed up is Miami shot themselves in the foot so many times with the penalties that they caused, which they did.
Penalties?
Yeah.
Miami commits penalties?
Yeah, not against the Buckeyes, but everybody else, yeah.
I mean, not against the Buckeyes in the sense that they didn't get called, but they were being committed. Let's be clear.
Whatever. They
were being committed.
But they like Ruben Bain had some offsides, the DBs had some PIs and stuff like that. So it was, and then Carson Beck at the end, and it's just like why now? We all knew that this is what you did. Why would you wait till now? I thought he overcame it, and this pick that he threw at the end was just, I don't know if he didn't realize they was in cover two. It was egregious.
I mean, it's 27-21 was the final. They had a minute and a half to go if you didn't stay up and watch this whole thing, and he got absolutely drilled on a throw that he missed wildly. That gave them a roughing the passer, moved him down the field. I mean, they're at the 50-yard line with 45 seconds to go and plenty of time to go win the game. And you're right. He threw one of the worst picks you're ever going to see. And
their offense it came alive too late. It was too late. It didn't come alive to the second half. And Mark Fletcher woke up, and
he had a nice run for a touchdown.
Malachi Tony had a nice touchdown. It was just too late. Now it gave them an opportunity. I still say, special teams played a big part. If Carter Davis makes that field goal before halftime, you're talking about a 3-point game going down at the last drive. Maybe Carson Beck doesn't force that throw. That's one.
Yeah,
and the great Urban Meyer would always say that the team that blocks a punt in a game goes on to win that game 90% of the time. So technically, once they blocked that punt and scored on that, you could have turned the TV off and went to sleep because you knew the results.
Well, what's the number on blocks the punt into the end zone and lands on it for a touchdown? What's that one?
Probably 98.
I'll tell you what though, man, because you're right about Carson Beck. Like we'll get to what Indiana did right in a second, but just on him, it feels like sometimes how it takes a little bit for maybe you're on a first date and you meet someone and they're very nice, very pleasant. You go on another date and you're like, oh, this person's really nice. Then that third date, you're at the restaurant and the food comes out and it's not right. And they get up and just cuss out the waiter. And you're like, oh, this is who you really are. Like I was thinking you were nice, but now it turns out this is who you actually are.
Yes.
That's what Carson Beck did in these playoffs. For people who had not watched his career or had largely they just tuned in for the playoffs, casual fans who just last night tuned in, or maybe tuned in the last few weeks. They're like, oh, this guy seems like he's pretty good. Why is he not an NFL draft? That's why. You saw it right there. That's why this man has scraped and clawed to not leave the womb of college football and head to the pros, because that's what he's going to be in the pros. That's exactly it right there. So we got to see all of us who we're like ex-girlfriends of that problematic relationship, or ex-boyfriends, however you want to look at it, where we're like, oh, no, this guy sucks. You just wait. And the new people are like, no, he's nice. Look how nice he's been on this date. Then now you saw him cuss out the waiter last night. Now you saw who he really is. That's Carson Beck.
My hot take of the day is I believe that Fernando Mendoza will be a bust in the NFL.
Why do you say that?
Because
the Raiders are going to draft him? Because Mark Davis was standing there salivating openly over him, but right there on the sideline?
It just doesn't, his numbers in big games don't really impress me.
Okay.
The big game thing, Because the NFL is nothing but big games, and like he don't even last night he didn't throw a touchdown at all,
dude. But that's where I think that's a very interesting conversation because yes, here are his numbers from last night. Fernando Mendoza, 16 of 27, 186 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. He also carried the ball 7 times for -8 yards. And scored a touchdown.
That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous.
But if you watch that game, he made plays when he needed to. He was not at all like the most jaw-dropping quarterback you're ever going to see. But I think there's going to be a case made for him in the NFL draft where people will say he has all the ability to get your team to play better than it's capable of. He gets guys to believe in him. That will be the way everything about him will be intangibles and all that stuff. And you know what? I don't think that works in the NFL either. But there's something though. There's just enough there that someone's going to look at it and say, "But yeah, man, he's got moxie. And look at how he ran for that touchdown. He after the game is saying, "I would die for my teammates. I mean, that's the stuff that fans love, and that if you draft this guy, you will be immediately popular. The Raiders will probably draft him, and they will build it all around the moxie. And then he will go out in the desert. And you're right, he probably won't do much in the NFL. I struggle to say, but you know what? We're talking about this team that just won a national championship. And when Curt Signetti took this job, we all said there's no way they're going to win a national championship. Now look where they are. Maybe Fernando Mendoza can defy the odds and go do that. Now, we got a lot to talk about with this, so we're going to get to it. We are going to talk about Curt Signetti and what that means for college football, for the landscape. Curt Signetti may have just changed the sport last night. We'll talk about it next. T Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Tuesday. Well, the roads are looking pretty great right now. Live look at the north side, 270 at 315. No issues to report over by Worthington. As for your drive times northbound as well, that's looking perfect. 71 north, 670 to 270 will take you 8 minutes. 9 minutes, though, on 315 north between 670 to 270. Lastly, for our Madison County drivers, good morning to you. If you can, take 70 eastbound and head downtown. West Jefferson to 270 will take you 10 minutes on this Tuesday. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Tri-State Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Tri-State Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations in the area to serve you in Hilliard and Westerville.
Save a good deal more during the Meijer Dollar Deal Sale, January 7th through the 20th. Shop the entire store and choose from hundreds of items, all $1 each. Fill your basket with favorites like Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, Sparkling Ice Sparkling Water, select varieties of seedless cucumbers, and Meijer Facial Tissue. The Meijer Dollar Deal Sale. That's the good life, a good deal better. And don't forget to stop by the Meijer Pharmacy for your flu shot. Available today while you shop. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com for details.
Hey, what's up? It's T Bone. Let me ask you something. When's the last time a contractor did exactly what they said they would? On time, on budget, didn't give you any surprises at the end. With Baths R Us, there are no surprises. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. On time, on budget. And here's the difference with Baths R Us. They have local crews, never subcontracted. The people who show up to your door, they're trained Baths R Us employees. They aren't just some random crew that got hired last week and has no idea what they're doing in your home. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space you're proud of, Baths R Us builds it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. 380-225-BATH. That's to call Baths R Us and deal with a company that started right here in Ohio and grew by word of mouth. Because they treat people right. They do what they say they're going to do. 380-225-BATH to call Baths R Us. Baths R Us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Now's the time to buy or renew your 2026 dog licenses. Not only are dog licenses required by law, but fees support the Franklin County Dog Shelter and Adoption Center. Buy or renew your dog licenses today at franklincountyauditor.com.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
There's no place in hockey where you'll find more passion, more pride, and more boom. Make some memories with the Columbus Dispatch Family Value Pack, presented by ABC6 and Fox 28 at bluejackets.com/family.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
Ohio's public school educators have dedicated their lives to serving their students, and we must trust them as experienced professionals to do the jobs they've been trained to do. Creating the best schools and communities takes every single one of us. Please make sure the educators in your life know how much they are appreciated and respected.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens with your latest forecast. 10 TV Weather Impact Alert Days continue overnight and into early Tuesday as sub-zero wind chills remain across the region. Temperatures tonight will make their way down into the single digits with partly cloudy skies. More sunshine for tomorrow, high in the low 20s. Another chance at some rain-snow mix as temperatures push well into the 30s by Wednesday. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. New special guests in everything scarlet and gray. The Fan. Tyvis hates Girl Scout cookies.
I hate it.
And little girls. In America.
I hate.
Seriously, Tyvis, what the hell?
Okay, whatever this is, I already hate it.
You're listening to T Bone and Tyvis.
Got a new champion in college football. The Indiana Hoosiers got it done last night. And as a Buckeye fan, I actually feel an odd sense of closure, Tyvis. I do.
Why? Because the Big Ten did it and Paul Feinbaum is out of here. See you later. He will not be doing his Thursday segment on Bishop and Friends.
That's right.
Because he will be out of the country.
Not canceled. Still listen to hear what Paul. You know what? Thursday will be a must hear, won't it? You'll have to hear it yet again.
Listen, I just talked to Fish about the Pearson thing. I said, do I really got to go through with that?
Yeah.
And he told me FCC rules say if you say it on air, you got to do it. So if that's the case, he's out of here.
That was that we talked about the other day, that Aaron Goldhammer up in Cleveland, right? Who had to eat horse poo on the air because he said they were not going to draft Baker Mayfield. The Browns were not. They're going to draft Sam Darnold, and he was wrong, and
he ate it.
There's video of it. You can go watch.
Did he eat the whole thing?
No, he took like a bite and then tried to throw. It looked like he wanted to throw up.
I mean, you should.
Yeah, of course you should. Don't bet like that.
I would.
Is what I would say. Don't make bets that you're not willing to. Like, I'll get a scrotal piercing. I don't care. That's fine. Cut that up. Just leave that on its own. Well, I can take it out.
You saying like it's not gonna be painful or something.
It might be, and then it's 5 minutes, it's over, and then I can take it out, and then I don't have to leave it in for life and have that forever. Whatever. It's just a little pain. Tyvis, pain is weakness leaving the body. Come on, you know that.
Yes, I adored a lot of it yesterday. I will say this about me doing the heated exercise.
Yeah,
is that. Shout out to Cassidy. The instructor's name is Cassidy.
Mm-hmm.
Her play. So you go into these places, you never know what the playlist is gonna be. She put that Young Jeezy on. I about broke everything in that studio, boy. I was like, "What you know about this?" The heat wasn't even a factor when that was playing.
See, I like it. Music is such an important part of any workout routine. When the very few times I've ever gone to the gym, I had one time where I got there and had no music because my headphones.
Oh, yeah.
It was like
that's the worst feeling in the world.
I didn't even want to go. And in fact, I haven't been back since.
That's a shame.
So that's what we're doing.
That's a shame.
It is a Hot Take Tuesday. Fire those off. Alex in the chat said, Hot Take Tuesday, Will Howard is a better quarterback than Ty Simpson. Give Will a chance. Ty is the same as J.J. McCarthy, Kenny Pickett, late round talent taken in the first round.
Right.
I like it.
You like that one? Well,
I like the hot take.
LW said the Cavs need to trade that ball hog bum Donovan Mitchell. Can't win a championship with him.
Cavs lost yesterday.
Yeah,
that was
lost.
bad.
They got destroyed. They lost by like 30.
Yeah. Oh, they did. So Kurt Signetti, I feel like that man has changed the game a little bit in college football. The hot take we had here on these airwaves, multiple different shows, Joshua Perry, your guy, was hosting and said this multiple times, that he believes Kurt Signetti is the greatest college football coach in the history of the sport already for what he's done at Indiana. And I don't know that I can get all the way to greatest coach ever, but what he did with Indiana is that not the greatest turnaround we've ever seen in probably sports? Definitely in college sports for me, but might as well be just all sports.
It makes it that because, one, Indiana was a bottom team in the Big Ten, and nobody looked at them as a football school. It was a basketball school, so nobody even really paid attention to it. So to go there and do it, the most impressive part of it all is he did this without one 5-star guy on his roster. So, like, we talk about development a lot. Like, a lot of that happened there. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand the fact that he's got a bunch of 5th and 6th-year players on his team, which a lot of people do, like, especially nowadays with this extra rule of these extra years and all that stuff. A lot of people are taking advantage of those things. You think about the Wolverines when they won, same thing. They had a bunch of 5th and 6th-year guys on their roster.
Think about
as well.
the Buckeyes when they
brought
won.
a lot of people back for their 5th year and all of those things. So that's just like the new way to really do things. Get guys that's had a ton of experience in college football, and Kirk Signetti did that. Now, you have to get the right guys, and that, to me, is the part that stands out the most, is that he gets guys that just fit the culture, and they all fall in line. It's a bunch of guys that feel like they were overlooked, that play with a huge chip on their shoulder, and they love football. I mean, they be flying around out there to try to make some plays. And to me, I feel like sometimes when you're a 5-star guy, you don't really, you kind of don't have that same energy. Those guys look like they got something to prove every time they out there on that field, and that comes from just having a great coach.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with everything that Kurt Signetti has talked about as head coach and what it means, like, he brings up the fact that you need to have fit, like that matters more than the talent level and the stars and all that stuff. In fact, this is something Nick Saban talked about yesterday. I don't know if you caught this audio. This was on Pat McAfee's show before the game, and all his guys were there. They asked him about, like, the ratings of some of these players and, like, having 5-star guys. And Nick Saban was having none of the 5-star talk.
We never, ever looked, and I know Sig doesn't either, at how many stars a guy has. Because I think what you all need to do is look at who's giving out the stars.
No.
Yeah. They don't know their ass from a handful of sand when it comes to what a football player is. So why would you, as a coach, depend on somebody who's not even a coach evaluating players to give them stars?
I mean, where's the lie? Like, I feel like
the only lie is the very first sentence. Cap.
Oh, we didn't look at stars?
Cap.
You don't believe they at least checked out the star rating?
Cap. Outside, now everything else he said is 100% right, but the first sentence, cap.
Well, it's not like Alabama was rolling in there with the 50th best class, to your point. They always had a top 5, top 6 class.
Right? So he convinced me with that.
Well, but I'm sure what his argument would be, not to defend Nick Saban at all, I'm sure his argument would be, I just looked at the guys, I looked at all the tape we got, and we said, yeah, that guy fits what we do. It just turned out a lot of those guys were 5 stars. But the reality is there's a rating system for a reason. The rating system exists because you have a million guys playing high school football. If you sat there and took everyone's tape equally and spent as much time on it, you'd never get to the good guys. So the rating system matters a little bit. It probably also matters to Nick Saban, like, how big of a guy you are, what you do when you get hit, what you do when you are rushing the passer, those type of things. And I feel like Curt Signetti is kind of the embodiment of that, where people, I've seen this already. People saying when he was doing good things there last year, people said, it's great, but they played nobody. They're not going to win. Then Ohio State got him pretty good. Notre Dame smoked him. And everybody was like, there you go. That was it. He got all his transfers from JMU. This will never work again. Curt Signetti's done. This year, they come back with a different quarterback. They add some more pieces, but they kept a lot of the pieces the same. They roll again, playing a kind of weak schedule, but to be fair, not as weak as Ohio State's in the regular season, was it? Not as far as they didn't play a big non-conference opponent, but they did have a better Big Ten schedule they had to play. In either case, people doubted them. I doubted them. A lot of people doubted them and said, oh, yeah, but when they play Ohio State, that's going to end. Well, it didn't. Oh, when they get to the college football playoffs, well, it didn't.
I told you, the first time I realized, like, when I knew they was for real was when they beat Oregon in Oregon. I was like, no, that's this ain't no fun story or nothing. This ain't no fluke. Like, they actually good. Guess who didn't play well in that game, by the way? Fernando Mendoza. But anyways,
it's funny how he doesn't play well, but his team wins.
Hey, he
gets the best out of his teammates. He does something. He's got moxie, Tyvis. Come on.
Yeah, okay. If I'm the Raiders, I'm trading the number one pick. I'm trading the number one pick in the draft, and I'm gonna just run it back with Geno, because whether you have Fernando or Geno, you still gonna probably have the same result. So I probably just fill other holes on my team.
I just feel like looking at this team,
you can get for the number one pick?
I know you can get a ton. And you know what? If Mark Davis was a shrewd owner, he would trade that pick, but he won't. He was there on the sidelines. He was thrilled, and he's going to go pick that guy who won the national championship. Now, I would just tell you, I feel like the way Curt Signetti changed the game is that now already you got people say, oh, well, he's not going to do it next year. Number one, why not? But number two, who cares? He did all this without the Mark Cuban money. Now you have Mark Cuban money. Now you have all that stuff going in. But he was able to identify talent at spaces like JMU. And by the way, people giving that, like, oh, you brought these guys from JMU. Now that's looked at as a bonus, as an advantage. Before it was like, he just brought over a bunch of guys from JMU. They don't know how to play. They're not going to be able to do this. Now it's looked at as an advantage that he got to do that, and he won't be able to do it again. He identified that level of talent and recruited that level of talent to James Madison. You don't think he's going to be able to recruit that level of talent or better with Mark Cuban money and with the national championship trophy sitting in their athletic center?
They have the
folks, he's here to stay.
They have the number 7 transfer portal class.
Sure. And you know what? I mean, the Buckeyes are right there with them. I think at number 6.
The Buckeyes have the number, I thought
it was number 6.
4.
Oh, was it 4? All right, even better. So, like, I'm just saying, like, but he's in there with those. Now his class is not down in the 20s and 30s. His class is up there with everybody else. So, yeah, I don't think Curt Signetti is a fluke, and I don't think this is fake. Clearly, you don't win a national championship if it's fake, but there are still people who are trying to, like, knock this guy down.
Yeah, they don't care.
You don't have to like him, but you have to acknowledge that what this guy has done is revolutionized college football. And I don't know if you can repeat it either.
They don't
he's that
care
good.
about no high school. They number 34 and
no, that's fine. They
come out of high school.
And guess what? He was ahead of the curve on that too. Because now what is everybody doing? Like, what did Ohio State just do? Let's jettison all our 5-star guys.
No.
Let's get rid of all these guys we just recruited last year, and let's go in the portal. And we've even said, why are we even paying attention to high school recruiting? It's the portal's going to matter.
They got these 5 stars coming in.
Great. According to who? Nick Saban?
Well, according from Nick Saban, the guys that don't know anything.
Yeah, that's exactly right. 2 minutes away, more of your hot takes, and an NFL coaching carousel had a big shakeup yesterday. We'll talk about it next. T Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
No issues on the roads right now, but a heads up for our west side drivers. Tonight, we will be having some maintenance happening. 70 eastbound, that ramp as you head towards 270 northbound. That's going to be in the overnight hours, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Crews will be out there. As for the detour, Wilson Road will be your best bet. 70 eastbound to there. Once you get off Wilson Road, head back on 70 westbound. Get you back going 270 in that northbound direction. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
It's the biggest sale of the year, the Right Rug Flooring Clearance Sale.
Save on thousands of in-stock styles, including carpet starting at 35 cents a square foot. Luxury vinyl starts at 43 cents a square foot. Hardwood and laminate start at 99 cents. Prices are material only. Unbelievable deals on beautiful quality floors. Next day installation and 24-month special financing available with approved credit. Hurry, the Right Rug Flooring clearance sale ends January 25th. Right here, right now.
The Menards 15% off bag sale is here. Whether you pack it, load it, stuff it, or stack it, if it fits in the bag, you save 15%. Need new tools? Updating your bath or faucet? Or simply want some snacks? Put them in the bag and save 15%. So pick up a bag in-store at Menards and find out how much you can fit in the bag. Now through January 24th. See store for complete details.
Save big money at Menards.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor and call a groundworks company. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule a free inspection with Ohio Basement Authority, a groundworks company.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
We are your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Your home for football, food, and fun. You're listening to T Bone and Tyvis.
Tyvis, what the hell are you doing going on with Adam King? If you don't know, Tyvis pops on a podcast with Adam King every week. You can find it on YouTube. Go to YouTube.
It's
search
up there.
10 TV or 971 The Fan. You'll see it. Search up Tyvis. He's on there with Adam King. Did I hear right that you guys were ranking the portal acquisitions by the Buckeyes?
Correct.
Adam King had number one?
His number one guy. We got out of the
number
portal.
one guy got out of the portal.
Hunter Welsing.
The tight end from Northwestern.
Correct.
I mean, I don't
Hot Take Tuesday.
That's just... I don't even know what to kind of that take. I mean,
I was shocked. I thought he was going to go Connor Hawkins because Connor Hawkins was number 5 on my list.
Okay.
My list was, I think I went Connor Hawkins 5, Earl Little Jr. 4, John Walker, the UCF defensive tackle 3.
Okay, sure.
I went Carousel 2 and James Smith 1.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of defense there.
Yeah.
That's
trench play.
That's what they went for. Absolutely.
And
right.
we were kind of aligned. What was his 5? His 5 was Terry Moore. His 4 was the receiver.
Terry Moore's the guy coming off the ACL from Duke.
Yes.
Who's very good before he got hurt.
The receiver from LSU.
Yeah, whose name is escaping me, but I like that pick, actually. I think he could actually bump Brandon Ennis out wide. I think he could be your slot receiver this year. I actually like him.
We'll see.
Okay.
3 was James Smith, 2 was Carousel, and 1 was Hunter Welsing. That was his top 5.
Didn't Hunter Welsing have like 200 yards receiving or something last year?
He said that the reason that he likes Hunter Welsing is because he said when we were most successful is when we had tight ends that really contribute. He's like, you think about 2020 when we beat Clemson and all of those stuff. You just think about Jeremy Ruckert and all of those guys producing. Said we need that guy again, which I thought Max Clare would be that.
I mean, we just did the Max Clare thing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, Max Clare was supposed to be that guy, and
I'm just telling you
because the way the offense was, it didn't really work out. Hunter Welsing, for what it's worth, last year with Northwestern, 18 catches for 235 yards. So I wasn't making that up in my head. I thought he had that's a Jackson Smith and Jigba says that's called a game. That's a game for me. But whatever. Anyway, all right. Well, there you go. Go see what Adam King has to say. Go and watch it on YouTube. 10+.
Adam's funny for this.
Adam, just stick to reading the teleprompter, buddy. That's all right.
18 catches as a total.
Yeah.
Maybe he got hurt. He must have got hurt.
By the way, I have incarceration tickets to give away. So I'm going to take it right now. 7th caller, 614-821-9710. Limp Bizkit headlining Incarceration this year.
I found out
among many others.
I found a song that I know by them.
Did you?
Keep rolling. It's the Undertaker when he was coming out on the Harley.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, oh, I know this one. That's all I know. That's
See?
the only one I knew.
I thought you would know. You should know some Limp Bizkit. They're awesome. July 17th, 18th through 19th at the Ohio State Reformatory up in Mansfield. Incarceration. You can get tickets now, incarceration.com. But we'll take seventh caller. You get a pair of passes for the weekend. Disturbed, Bad Omens, a bunch of other great bands. Papa Roach going to be there, yes. So go check it out. You can find out more at incarceration.com. All right, so the big coaching shakeup yesterday, and we've had some fallout from this since where other jobs have now been sealed up. But Sean McDermott, done in Buffalo. He's out. And I wonder, John Harbaugh will never admit this publicly, but he's going to be coaching in New York. I wonder if he'd rather be coaching in Buffalo than New York City.
Absolutely. I mean, it was only two. Now it's two jobs that have the answer at quarterback: Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
Jackson Dart, I was told, is the answer in New York. He's the answer. He's the guy, of course.
I think the problem with that is there's not a ton of pressure right away. Now the New York media is crazy. So,
yes, of course.
And the thing about New York is if you do anything remotely good, it gets hyped up. I just had this argument with Sherm. We talked about this, well, I don't know if you know him and Revis got like a little beef.
Yes, I'm aware.
Beef.
Richard Sherman and Darrell Revis.
So
yes,
Sherm was basically saying like because he played for the Jets, people hype him up more than what he actually was.
Oh, because he was in New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was like, the same thing happened with like Sauce Gardner and all that. Like,
we saw what happened when he was.
And it was funny. It was funny he was making this argument because Asante Samuel had this exact same argument like 2 years ago on Twitter. He was like, because they played in New York, they get hyped up more. And I was like, that is not true at all. We was going over some corners that play like while Sauce was in New York, we was talking about another guy by the name of Alante Taylor. Alante Taylor is a corner that plays for the Saints. He'll be a free agent this year.
Okay.
His numbers was technically better than Sauce's, but Sauce was voted like all pro and Pro Bowl. Alante Taylor got nothing.
Huh.
And it's because he played for the Saints.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's sure with Jackson Dart.
So I say all that to say, how does this tie into what this Giants and Jackson Dart? I say all that to say, if John Harbaugh does just decent there, they're going to blow it up to make it seem like he's doing this amazing job.
Yeah, he could actually be a worse coach than he was in Baltimore, and he'll get more accolades, to your point. Because, if he gets the Giants to the playoffs, that will be viewed as like, oh my gosh, look how great he is, and it happened. I mean, it would be the first time, to your point with all that. So, yeah, now, though, Sean McDermott's on the market, and the Bills' job is open. So all these guys who have been interviewing for jobs, like, I don't know what the interest level is, but who's the dude, Grant, what's his face, down at offensive coordinator for the Jags? Dude who's been interviewing for the Browns. Grant Udinski, yeah.
Who's probably going to end up being, is between him and Shieldhouse is probably going to be the Browns head coach. That's my new.
Oh, you think that?
I do.
See, I think they're going. I'm going
to tell you why.
I think they're going Jim Schwartz all the way.
See, I thought that too.
I think they're going to have to do that.
I thought that too, but the reason that I'm thinking this is because when was the Browns most successful?
When Jim Brown was playing.
No. I'm talking about
when Paul Brown was running the team.
No. The Browns was most successful in Kevin Stefanski's first 4 years with the team. Okay, so he was the young offensive-minded coach. The Browns didn't completely fall off the cliff until it wasn't directly after they traded for Deshaun Watson. It was when they fired that offensive staff for Deshaun Watson. When they fired AVP and all of them, and they changed the offense up. So my thought is, if you hire Kevin Stefanski because he was this great offensive-minded guy, his offense was working. It worked for Cleveland really well. It got them to 2 playoffs. It wasn't until they tried to do this shotgun stuff and try to cater to Deshaun and change the entire philosophy of offense, because whoever was the guy behind the scenes that said that we need more explosive plays in the passing game, so we need to pass more. And they kind of why? You got Nick Chubb and all those things. But anyways, when that happened and they changed up the offense, or the philosophy of offense, is when the things went downhill. And I feel like they want to get that type of offense back, that young-minded offense guy, because it worked. So I think they're trying to go back to that. So I was like, if that's the case, then they're probably going to go with Shieldhouse or Udinski. But We'll see.
There's a lot left to be in that coaching search. Now I just feel like the Bills' job opening up. If I'm either of those guys, Showhouse or Udinsky, I'm sitting there going, hang on a second. I was talking with the Browns, but Josh Allen is right here. Now, I cannot.
They might hire Joe Brady as the head coach.
They might.
Just to have an offensive-minded guy.
Yeah, they could. I mean, Brian Daboll's sitting out there, too. Whoever they hire, they may just say, hey, you want to run it back as OC?
It seemed like Brian Daboll ain't got no buzz.
No, but you could get him as the offensive coordinator. Just bring him back, right? But again, I don't know. If you're going to hire an offensive coach to that point, then would you do that? All right, we'll take a break. We come back. Morning Wood is next. T Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are noticing our first traffic alert of our Tuesday, and it's happening downtown. We are seeing a disabled vehicle on 71. It is that northbound direction just before you are passing by 670 westbound. That right shoulder is currently blocked right now, but really not causing any traffic, thankfully, this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've ever had somebody do work at your house, it's annoying as crap, at least to me, when someone shows up to your house that you never met, you've never worked with, and you didn't hire to do the job. Subcontractors, I understand why they exist, but for me, I want to work with a company that's going to bring people who know what they're doing, who are trained by the company to put their product in. On time, on budget, no surprises at the end. That's what Baths R Us does every single time. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. And the big difference with them, they have local crews. They never sub out the work. The people who show up to your door, they're trained by Baths R Us. They're actually employees of the company, not some random crew they hired last week. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space that you're proud of, they build it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call them today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. Kind of a rare thing these days. Call them today, 380-225-BATH. That's 380-225-BATH. Baths R Us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Hey, everybody. It's Berm here. Jeremy Birmingham from the Austin and Berm Show on 97.1 The Fan. Listen, if you told me 4 weeks ago that I'd have lost 27 pounds, I would have asked you if I lost a limb. But here I am, 27 pounds down in 4 weeks and all my limbs intact, thanks to Awaken 180. Where'd that weight come from? My waist? I'm already down 3 notches on my belt. My face? Yeah, I can see my jawline. That's pretty cool. You don't gain 27 pounds in a week, so you don't really notice when the weight creeps on. But if you drop it quick, doing it the healthy way, you can watch 3, 5, or even 15 years of weight gain disappear just like that. The Awaken 180 app keeps me on track, and my coach, Mandy, ensures the weight keeps dropping off. But the results on the scale are the true motivation. I'm becoming a new me, and don't miss the old me or my approach to food and health. Well, maybe cheese on a burger, but that'll be back as soon as I'm on the maintenance part of the plan. That's the thing. You give up a tiny amount, in return, you get everything. Do what we all did and make your 180 with Awaken 180. Awaken180weightloss.com.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member. They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
The Buckeyes are back at the shot for a Big Ten battle with Minnesota.
Live fan coverage starts Tuesday at 5:30 after Common Man and Timmy.
Every game, every season. Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Ohio sports destination.
Now's the time to buy or renew your 2026 dog licenses. Not only are dog licenses required by law, but fees support the Franklin County Dog Shelter and Adoption Center. Buy or renew your dog licenses today at franklincountyauditor.com.
They say glory is earned, not given. We say it's ignited by heart and ends with a boom. Get your tickets today at bluejackets.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. One of the great annoyances in life, at least for me, is the check engine light, right? You get in your car, you see the check engine light, and you go, I got to take care of that. I don't know what it is. So you let it sit there forever. It bugs you, and eventually a bigger problem happens. Well, every day in your house, your check engine light might be on, but it's not your engine. It's your windows. Because you sit down on your couch, you feel the cold, drafty air coming in through your windows, and you go, I got to do something about these windows. But just like the check engine light, I'm afraid of how much it's going to cost, and I don't know where to go. I can't help you with your check engine light, but I can help you with your windows.
Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale is going on now. Stop wasting money by letting the warm air in your house escape through your cold, drafty windows. You're spending more on your heating bills when you don't have to. Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale is the perfect time to address this problem. Plus, 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. That could be yours as well. Schedule an estimate today. WindowNation.com.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. The only contraband hiding in Tyvis's butt cheeks is a Kit Kat bar. You're listening to T Bone and Tyvis.
I'm supposed to tell you that winters can be brutal here in Central Ohio. I don't know if you've experienced this. If you haven't walked outside today for any reason, don't, because it's awful. It's 5 where I was this morning. Temperatures in the single digits, wind chills below that. It is freezing in Central Ohio. You know it, you feel it. And maybe you're like, dude, I don't have to go outside. I feel it when I sit on my couch next to those windows. I feel that cold air coming in. I want to fix it. I've been meaning to fix it. Well, good news, Window Nation can help you out right now. Get some energy-efficient windows in your house that will save you money on your heating bills, save you money on your cooling bills in the summer by keeping that air that you're pumping in into your house. Window Nation's got a Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 Windows free sale going on right now. That's right, Buy 4, Get 4 free. You could also get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, 0 interest for 2 years. Replace those old or builder-grade windows, save money on your heating bills. All that and more through Window Nation. Plus, they're a proud partner of Ohio State Athletics, and they've got 50-point inspections on every single window that leaves the factory before it does and before it makes it to your house. So trust them. They get a great rating with the Better Business Bureau, over 45,000 5-star reviews. WindowNation.com to set up your estimate right now. Don't even have to go outside. Just WindowNation.com. Set it up today and get that fixed. Tyvis has been over on 10 TV a couple times today. What's the vibe like on 10 TV? They excited about the Hoosiers winning?
No, they're not. No, they are not. Bren is she's a Roll Tide person, so
she's an SEC gal.
She's feeling like Paul Feinbaum right now.
That's right.
Yeah,
Brent Caswell, who's on the show, and then Jay Plyburn. Does he have any allegiances? Do we know of?
I don't think Jay has any allegiances.
Oh, he's just a free agent in college. Probably roots for the Buckeyes because he's here now. But yeah, that's
as a smart anchor would.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. All right. So yeah, if you haven't known that, Tyvis goes on 10 TV a couple times a morning. Usually does it in commercial breaks. But if you do flip on your TV, I hope you're putting it on 10 TV every morning and you're listening to us in the meantime. But yeah, Tyvis is doing a lot of good stuff over on TV.
It's good to know where you stand on the important issues. Oh my. This is Morning Wood.
Producer Isaiah is in for Dylan today. Isaiah, give us Morning Wood question number 1, please.
I am a certified Hoosier hater.
Good.
So this morning, I lived in Indiana for a long time, and when I lived there, I never heard about the Hoosiers other than when basketball season would roll around. So I'm over all the Hoosier hype. But it made me think this morning, outside of that team up north, would there be a team in college football that could just disappear and not be good again? What would you choose?
That could disappear and never be good. Michigan State, baby. I can't stand them. I hope they never win another game. I'm not talking just football, basketball, volleyball, tennis, lacrosse, field hockey, dance team, everybody. I hope they all lose, never win another game.
Yeah. You know what? I understand that. Michigan State got you a couple times when you were playing. You have no love for that team. I'm going to go with the team
I hope they get stuck in the snow. I hope everybody's car gets stuck in the snow.
Yeah, well, they get a lot of it up there. Now, I'm going to go with the team that I feel like will probably rub some people the wrong way. But I hate this discussion. People say it's like, you know what? College football's great when so-and-so is good. I love college football's better like when Miami's good or whatever USC people say it about them or like Texas. I'll tell you what right now. Notre Dame can fall off the face of the earth, and I don't care. I don't need them. Marcus Freeman come home and coach. He can be a DC here, help out when Matt Patricia does whatever he does, or not. He could work on the staff till that. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't want Marcus Freeman to leave, but I do want Notre Dame. I don't care. I don't need to hear about you. You've been irrelevant largely up until last year for most of the last 50 years. And this year you turned down an invitation to the People's Championship, the Pop-Tarts Bowl. How dare you? BYU had a great time in your stead and made you look like fools.
Did BYU win it?
Yeah, they did.
Did they win it?
Yeah, Kalani Sitake ate a Pop-Tart in like 0.5 seconds. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. Go look him up. He took it and just went, and just like gone. Before you could take a breath, it was gone. That man has had some Pop-Tarts in his day.
It is wild to me that outside of the main games, like the main bowl games, the Pop-Tart Bowl is the one that's like the most popular one.
Let me tell you right now.
When did this become a thing?
Thomas, we are a morning show that is all, we are all about what are the three guiding principles of this radio show? Football, food, and fun.
Yes.
And guess what the Pop-Tarts Bowl is? Football, food, and fun. They're sacrificing Pop-Tarts to a toaster god.
We got to come up with some more bowls, man.
Tyvis, we need to go to the Pop-Tarts Bowl next year. Screw sending us wherever the Buckeyes go. We need to be out there broadcasting for the Pop-Tarts Bowl. That's the official bowl of this show, is what I'm telling you.
Wild to me.
I love it. Do you love a Pop-Tart? How could you don't tell me you don't dislike Pop-Tarts?
I eat Pop-Tarts.
All right. What's your favorite flavor?
Come on now. Brown sugar.
That's great. If you're a rookie. I mean, that's a fantastic starter.
You like the smooth, the hot fudge sundae?
I'll do the s'mores.
Yeah.
If that's what you're talking about. I'll do
that. Not the s'mores. It's like
the chocolate.
No,
what?
It's like hot fudge milkshake something.
Now that I don't know.
What is? Hold on, I gotta see.
That's gotta be new. That's not an OG flavor.
The apple cinnamon is fantastic.
That one's good. Sunday. Y'all ain't never heard that one?
I haven't had that one. I need to go try.
That was the one back when I was a kid.
The cookies and cream though, that's the one where it's like you could eat that for breakfast. And it's like, don't tell mom that's just a cookie. That's all I'm doing is just eating a cookie.
That's how the hot fudge sundae is.
Yeah, exactly right. Morningwood question number 3. I think we're on, Isaiah, right?
Number 2, but
number 2.
Close.
Oh, that was just the first question. We went all the way to Pop-Tarts Bowl. All right. Question number 2.
What would be more heartbreaking? Being a Bills fan who lost again, or winning the game, being a Broncos fan thinking you have a chance at the Super Bowl, and then Bo Nix gets hurt?
Which one would hurt more?
More heartbreaking.
Losing. Because when you win, although you lose Bo Nix, there's still some optimism. Like maybe Stidham could come in there and win this game. So you still got a little hope there. When you lost, it's over. Season's over. Blow it up. We got to start from scratch. So it's But I'll even miserable that way.
I'll even take it a step further and say, let's just pretend that they're not going to win any more games because Jarrett Stidham has not thrown a pass this year, and that's a tall order.
He ain't thrown a pass?
No, I don't think. I think the Broncos were the only team. I thought I saw a stat that said this. They were the only team in the last 2 years where their backup quarterback did not throw a pass in any of their games. Like if he came in, just hand it off, right? But let's just say that they lose this next game and they're out, right? They still at least can point to the fact that their quarterback got them to the AFC Championship game before he got hurt. Right? Their coaching staff, their defense, everything worked properly to get them to the AFC Championship game, which we all know if you can get to an AFC Championship game or NFC Championship game, you are a Super Bowl contender because you are now in that Final Four group of teams that can actually get the job done. So even though he got hurt this year, they know next year when he comes back, they're one of those teams. And that, to me, the Bills do not know that right now. They can tell themselves they are, but deep down inside, they have to question it because they don't really feel it the same way that the Broncos fans do. Morningwood question number 3, Isaiah.
With the college football playoff expansion deadline coming this Friday, there's a lot of murmurs about a 24-team playoff.
No.
What would make more sense? You only get to pick one. You picking 24 or you picking 4? We going back down.
4.
Yes. Now,
100%. Granted, the 2 national championships of the last couple of years would tell you that teams outside of the top 4 can win it. Obviously, Miami and then us last year. But 4 is fine. 4 is fine.
Yeah. You know what? I'm with you. I'd rather
fix the calendar. I tell you that.
Well, that's
fix the calendar.
You know what's crazy? I got something for you on that because this game yesterday felt like I already saw it. Like, I was listening to the overnight guys coming in, the national radio show that we have on overnights. I forget what it's called. Westwood One, Overnight Sports, whatever. And they were saying, like, all due respect to Indiana, and that's great, but the biggest story of yesterday was the NFL coaching carousel, right? And I mean, for us here, we like college football a little bit more than probably the average city, given we have the Buckeyes. I didn't feel that way here, but nationally, that national championship game did not have the buzz on it that it should.
I can't wait to see the numbers.
Well, they're still going to be good, but I don't know if they're going to be as good as they could have been, right?
Well, I told you, the portal and free agency.
Well, and the fact that you waited it felt like 2 weeks after they last played, and they pushed this game so far back. We could have had this done a lot earlier than we did. And instead, next year, it's going to be even worse. I'll tell you about how long you have to wait to watch the college football championship next year when we come back. T Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Right now, we are noticing a big crash over by New Albany. It's happening on 161. It's that westbound direction just passing Main Street and right before that 62 intersection. So, folks, do expect some lane closures if you're heading towards this area. 12 miles per hour for your travel time, so really slow moving out there. According to first responders, we do have multiple units on scene, so make sure to just pack the patience, go slow. The road is open, just really restricted on this Tuesday. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Did you know that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? And did you know there's a good chance it's just hormones? Hi, I'm Evan Bass, founder of the Columbus Men's Clinic, and I started this clinic a decade ago to take care of men. If your testosterone is low, then motivation, energy, and drive often follow too. And keeping resolutions can feel like walking through mud, and even more so as we age. ED and low T tend to get worse if untreated. And guys, you're not alone. Your physician-led support team at the Columbus Men's Clinic has your back. For years, we've effectively treated ED and low T comprehensively, and with proven treatments dialed in just for you. With same-day booking, you can meet our passionate medical team, and by this afternoon, you'll leave with a plan that's designed to be sustainable for life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how I used to feel. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and crush this new year. Call my team right now and let us treat you to an unforgettable experience. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. That's columbusmensclinic.com.
They're trained. They're prepared. Let's do it. They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Below freezing? Fire up the grill at Billiards Plus. The grilling season never ends. While you're grill shopping, you'll love browsing Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
BMI Federal Credit Union has been voted Best Credit Union for the past 8 years in a row. With personalized service and excellent products, BMI FCU is ready to help with all your banking needs. Visit bmifcu.org to open an account today.
Fall is a season of change, and Hinderer Motor Company is turning over a new leaf with big savings. This is Justin Hinderer. Right now, any one of our participating locations is paying up to $3,500 over Kelley Blue Book value. That's right. Drive in your current vehicle and leaf with one of ours today. Don't wait. The leaves are falling and so are the prices. At Hinderer Motor Company, we love what moves you.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Is 2026 the year you achieve your health goals? The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road in Grove City.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org today.
At St. Jude, every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you.
Learn more at stjude.org.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Isaiah Jacob. The Indiana Hoosiers capped off a historic championship run last night with a win over number 10 Miami 27-21. They were led by Heisman quarterback Fernando Mendoza, who ran in the key touchdown on 4th down with just 9 minutes to go to give the Hoosiers a 24-17 lead. And then in NFL coaching news, the Tennessee Titans are finalizing a deal to hire San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh as their next head coach, while the Miami Dolphins hired former Green Bay Packers and Ohio State defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley as their next head coach. In other news, OSU women's hoops got their second top 10 win in a week. They took down 10th ranked TCU 71-69. This update was sponsored by Uber Eats. Uber Eats has a great deal waiting for you at El Vaquero. From now until March 31st, buy one quesadilla deal, get one free on the app. Terms apply.
Remember the time producer Dylan said that Alabama should be in the playoffs and that Tyvis started yelling at him? Yeah, those were good times. And remember later that day when Tyvis punched him in the face? Oh, classic stuff. Here's T Bone and Tyvis.
Here's the snap, and this time they're just going to go down to the ground, and that will do it. And the rags to riches story for Indiana football comes to conclusion, and they are the national champions of 2026. What a football team! What a football team! And this crowd goes crazy here tonight. The confetti starts to fly.
That is Don Fisher on the Indiana Radio Network, courtesy of Learfield. That is Indiana getting the job done 27-21 over Miami. They are your national champions. Tyvis, I felt a strange sense of closure as a Buckeye fan over this game. I'm curious if you felt the same. Because
why do you feel closure?
Well, I'll tell you. Because I know, like, there had been this narrative, and there still is. Ohio State lost to Indiana, by 3?
Mm-hmm.
Lost barely, didn't lose a very close game to Miami. And so the two teams in the national championship are the two teams the Buckeyes lost to. And I feel like that somewhat helped me a little bit with the closure, because it's like, all right, these are teams that I think, at least with Miami, I felt like Ohio State should have won that game. Ohio State was there to win that game. Miami played a game that I didn't understand defensively why Ohio State played off their receivers when Carson Beck has a noodle arm. I didn't understand a lot of things to that game, why they got 0 penalties called on them. I didn't understand a lot of things in that game, how it went. Offensive game plan was weird. Couldn't figure out the right side of the offensive line for the 100th time this year. All that. Against Indiana, I feel like even though Ohio State was closer in that game, I feel like even if you make a field goal there and tie the game up, Fernando Mendoza was going to make a play. He made plays all night. He made plays all year for Indiana. And I feel like last night, seeing them win that game with him making plays, with him diving across the end zone for that touchdown, it brought me the closure that, like, yeah, this was not Ohio State's year. Ohio State was not going to beat that Indiana team because nobody was going to beat that Indiana team. I feel that sense of closure from last night.
You know what that is?
What's that?
Loser talk. That's what that is. No, I didn't have any sense of closure. If anything, it made me more upset. I just felt like this season for Ohio State, yes, and in Dylan's words, they've overachieved exceeded our expectations of what we thought preseason with this team. But at the end of the day, the standard is the standard. And the standard was set by the guy who is the head coach. He's the one that said, we got 3 goals. Beat the team up north, win the Big Ten, and win the national championship. You did 1 out of the 2. It's not a great goal, not a great accomplishment.
You know who that sounds like, Tyvis?
It's the lunatic fringe.
I think you're part of the fringe now.
That's not part of the fringe. It's just that's what the standard is.
It's disappointment.
I feel like when I look at these 2 teams, one, Ohio State didn't play their best in neither one of those games, and they still had a chance to win, and they didn't.
Yeah.
If they played to the ability that, because that's the difference between last year's team and this year's team is when they lost to the team up north, those 3 or 4 games that they played after that, they played to their absolute potential every time, and it wasn't close.
Yeah.
And when you look at this team from Ohio State this year, as the season went on and they got better and better, and they set the standard to a new standard of what we expected out of this team, they didn't meet that expectation in neither one of those games, and that's why they lost.
Yeah.
I mean, they played a half probably at best in both games.
What I'm saying is, like, Ohio State showed you that, yeah, we thought, I personally, I don't know if you feel this way, I never thought Ohio State hit their potential this year.
No.
Right. And so what I'm saying is, we've been saying Ohio State should have been able to play better. Julian Saying should have been able to do more. All these different things with this offense. But the reality is, maybe we were just wrong. Like, defensively, this was one of the most historic defenses we've ever seen in college football. And this offense, when the time came for it to perform, didn't. We were assured by every coach, oh, don't worry, they've got another gear. Ryan Day, we'll throw it into gear when we need to.
That right there, that
never happened.
That comment right there is what makes this season so bad, because coming into the season, it wasn't the offense that everybody feared. Everybody knew that the offense would be good. It was the defense that everybody was like, I don't know.
But why did everyone think that when you have a quarterback who'd never played any meaningful snaps in college football coming in to run this offense?
Because the Texas game happened where he looked.
No. But before that, to your point, people were like, oh, don't worry, Julian Saying's just going to have it in the bag. And I kept saying, I don't know that. We don't know that. But you're right. In that Texas game, when they won that first game, it took care of a lot of our fears.
Yeah, Julian Saying in his games, a lot of these games that he played early on, he looked like a guy that's played a ton of football. I mean, he was able to handle the playbook easily. He was going to the right places. He was making the big-time throws. So it was like, oh, okay, so then this is a guy, And if that defense, and then the defense just continued to play lights out. And then when we got to the big, important games, it was like the defense continued to play lights out, and then the offense started struggling. Then the young Julian, who we thought we should have seen against Texas, or when we seen some of those games early in the season, we thought this is when he should have had those moments, and he didn't. And that's why it was like, okay, maybe he doesn't have that. But then you get to Indiana and Miami, and he gets heated up a little bit, and now he's missing, not seeing stuff down the field, got happy feet and all of those things. It just, like, to me, he picked the wrong 2 games to look young.
Well, I think that's one way to read it. Another way to read it is the 3 best defenses you played, Texas, Indiana, Miami, this offense didn't score 20 points, right? I mean, that's fair too.
Yeah.
So, but like, the good news is this is college football, and you can develop and you can turn it around, and Julian Saying can continue to get better. This year, he won't have Carnell Tate to throw passes to. Now, I have a lot of other guys who maybe one of them will step up and be the next Carnell Tate, right? Or I don't know. He'll still have Jeremiah Smith, but yeah, I felt like I got closure last night because I said, oh, yeah, Ohio State it's not that they didn't have the talent that Indiana had. They were not as good of a team, and they were not as well coached as Indiana. Bottom line, you have a better coach in Indiana, and you have a better overall team who played together. Complementary football, offense and defense, special teams were not neglected by Indiana like they have been here for the last 7 years. Or, I don't know, not when Urban was here they weren't, but they've been kind of since Ryan Day got here. It's like an afterthought with this special team. So did that score them a touchdown in this game? Did it score? I think it counted for 10 points in this game. They won by 6. So, yeah, special teams being taken as seriously as offense and defense kind of matters. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's where I got my closure last night was I said, oh, yeah. I mean, I see the difference. I see what Curt Signetti does from a different standpoint than what we're doing here. And that's where you got to level up. And that's where now Ohio State has something to chase in the Big Ten.
Well, my biggest concerns for next year, for Ohio State next year, would be, can Matt Patricia replicate that defense after having to get all these new pieces again? Can he put them all in a position to be as successful as he did this year? That's one. Who is the offense coordinator? Who's calling the plays? That would be two. And then three would probably be, is Cortez Hankton is his name?
Hankins, I think.
Hankton?
Whatever, yeah. The new wide receiver coach.
Yeah. Because the thing is this. We're counting on Chris Henry Jr. to be a dude next year.
Yeah.
And the guy who's been developing those dudes is not developing this guy. So, like, you got, like, Jeremiah Smith, he's had that from Brian Hartline. Brandon Ennis, he had that. But everybody else, this is all his project now.
Yeah.
Can he get those guys prepared? Because the standard is high for the wide receiver position. Can he get those guys to come in and immediately have impacts like we've seen from a Jeremiah Smith and stuff like that? So those are the three things that I'm worried about.
I totally agree. By the way, if you want to see if the Buckeyes do get to the national championship next year, good news. They won't be there for at least another year because the next national championship game is in, obviously, 2027. We're in 2026 now. It is scheduled to be played on January 25th.
Dang.
Today is January 20th, so we have more than a year until the Isn't that stupid as F? What are we doing?
As we sit here and complain about moving it up, they pushed it back.
I mean, I would like to see it wrapped up by New Year's Day, and we're literally talking, we're closer to February. In the next few years, I think they're all in the January 20-somethings is where the national championships. It makes no sense.
Well, if they go to 24, might be later.
No,
It could be the Monday after the Super Bowl. So we're closing in on now. We're getting close.
When's President's Day? Let's just move it back to everybody can have that. It's a federal holiday. Let's just put it there. This is dumb. What are we talking about? This should be closed. We should have this all wrapped up by New Year's Day. And instead, we're pushing almost into February next year. Stupid. All right, we're going to take a break. Come back. Former Jackets legend R.J. Umberger going to join us. We're going to talk a little Jackets with him next. T Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Tuesday morning. We are noticing a big crash over in New Albany. That's still going on. It's happening on 161 westbound, just passing Mink Street. We do know that 2 cars are involved and those eastbound lanes are impacted. So go slow, folks. We're looking at 11 miles per hour for your travel times this morning. We're also seeing a big crash downtown, 670 eastbound, just passing Neal Avenue, where 2 left lanes are currently blocked down to 15 miles per hour out there. Still open, just a little bit restricted for your Tuesday morning. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year dealing with trying to plan something out into the future. What you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is, they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they're already there for your free consultation. So go check them out today.
Get Eco.
Aaron, when we say same-day furnace installation, what does that mean exactly?
It means if you call us in the dead of winter because your furnace has died, we will install a new furnace the same day.
Get Eco.
So by same day, you mean like the next day, but within 24 hours?
No, Jerry, the same day you call.
How can we do that? Do we really have furnace techs just sitting here waiting for emergency calls?
Yes.
And we have a whole warehouse full of different furnaces, so we'll have one ready to go no matter what you need?
Yes.
And we have extra trucks in the fleet, just parked and ready to be loaded at a moment's notice?
Yes.
How do we do that?
Jerry, how could we not do that? If your heat goes out in the middle of winter, that's an emergency. So we'll be there the day you call.
Get Eco.
We should install a pole the guys can slide down, like firefighters.
No, Jerry, and please don't suggest that in front of the team.
Get Eco.
GetEco.com.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week. But not OJ, because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
Hi, the Scott Antique Markets are back again at the Ohio Expo Center, featuring hundreds of vendors with collectibles and merchandise from all over the world. The market is one weekend monthly, November through March. Build your family heirlooms. You can find everything that gets old. Just take I-71 to exit 111 to enjoy America's favorite treasure hunt. Visit thescottantiquemarket.com for more information. Come join us at the Ohio Expo Center for the Scott Antique Markets. It's huge. It's the Scott Antique Markets this weekend.
Have you ever thought about having a podiatric physician examine your feet? Doctors of Podiatric Medicine set broken bones, perform wound care, and remove bunions. Common health issues that they treat include ingrown or fungal nails, corns, warts, and skin problems like athlete's foot. Foot exams are easy and can prevent many foot problems. If you can't walk, work, or enjoy sports activities without pain, what are you waiting for? To find a podiatric physician who is a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens with your latest forecast. 10 TV Weather Impact Alert Days continue overnight and into early Tuesday as sub-zero wind chills remain across the region. Temperatures tonight will make their way down into the single digits with partly cloudy skies. More sunshine for tomorrow, high in the low 20s. Another chance at some rain-snow mix as temperatures push well into the 30s by Wednesday. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No? The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. T Bone and Tyvis present Talking Jackets. Talking Jackets.
There's a score! A turnover by the Islanders and Adam Fantilli. One more time. Puts it in the net.
You look inside the world of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Coming up this Saturday down at Nationwide, it is a 25th anniversary game for your Columbus Blue Jackets. We've had a few of those this year. They're going to have some Upper Deck collectible cards to give away, but also a lot of former Jackets will be in attendance. One of those will be R.J. Umberger, former Buckeye, of course, as well. He joins us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. RJ, thanks for taking the time, man. We appreciate it. This Jackets team, the turnaround the last week and a half or so has been pretty great. What do you attribute that all to the new coach bump, or do you think it's been something else?
Well, good morning. I think it's been fun to watch, and I think there's renewed energy there, and that when a new coach comes in, it usually starts that way, and players got to go out there and earn their spots with the new coach, and just it's like a start over for them, and for whatever reasons, I'm not inside that locker room, so I don't know what was going on, but for whatever reason, they're playing with more confidence right now.
RJ, when you look at this team, there's a bunch of young guys that this organization is depending on to really step up. You talk about Adam Fantilli and Kent Johnson, guys like that. When you have a coach, right, you start the season off with a coach and then you make that change, does that like muddy it up, the development of those younger guys, or does that help because it's two different voices?
Well, I think, for them, it's just the experience of, the first few years of playing pro hockey. That's the most important parts. They're going to be ups and downs in your career. It's just, it's too hard of a league to play in. And, this is a learning point for them. And, I think they got a new coach in there, has a ton of experience that's going to help them a lot in their journey here. And, I think you got to look at this as a positive thing for those guys.
RJ Umberger joining us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Jackets are playing tonight, obviously, at Nationwide. Ottawa in town. Big game for them there, of course. These are teams that are fighting for playoff spots. But I want to talk briefly about Elvis Merzlikins because he had a little moment in the game in Pittsburgh where he obviously played well the previous game, kind of said, hey, we got to go to Pittsburgh and we're going to win that game too. He gets the nod again in net. And then the overtime period, he played very well, bailed the team out on plenty of, shots there. He takes a sip from the water bottle while the game is still going on. And I saw the hockey guys kind of going, oh, my gosh, I've never seen anything like that. Have you ever seen something like that? And what does that speak to maybe his level of confidence that he's feeling right now?
No, I haven't. I didn't see the game live, but when I saw a highlight of it and I didn't think it was real. I thought it was AI or something. So, it's a crazy moment, but, good for him to have the confidence and continue to, he's playing well here lately. And that's what the Jackets need. They need two goalies that play well and push each other and, can put either one in any night. And down a stretch here where it's so close in the Eastern Conference that you're going to need to lean on some goaltending.
RJ, when you look at this Jackets team, where they struggled the most is the third period. It's, no matter what the score is, sometimes they just have a hard time closing out those games, and they allow teams to either come back and send it in overtime, or they let them come back and win the game. What are you seeing out of the third period that they should maybe critique a little bit to help them be able to finish these games?
It's tough being on the outside and as a fan or whatever, just watching and, you don't know what's going on. And like I said, in that locker room and on that bench, you don't know if it's nerves being a young team. You don't know if it's, coaching style, being too reserved, sitting back too much or what it is. But, it's a weird thing. I think sometimes it happens and it kind of happens again and it starts to become a pattern. And I think it starts to get into, people talk about it and it starts to just get kind of, noise and distracting and, you start to think about it and here it goes again. And so I think the new coach and everything and it's just a fresh start there. And, they can just make that not be what's defining their season, and they can, just go out there, play, and be more aggressive in the third period and close some of these games.
RJ Umberger joining us in the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Saturday night, 25th anniversary celebration will be going on. Tampa will be in town. You can hang out there and, of course, meet a whole bunch of former Jackets players, including RJ Umberger will be a part of the festivities. But I was reminded of the fact that you scored the first playoff goal in this franchise's history. Granted, it was in a loss to the Red Wings, and I know that series didn't go the way you guys wanted it to, but you saw what the buzz was like of just making the playoffs back then and what it meant for this city and this franchise. Do you see now the progression of like how the fandom has still, grown and continued to be big for this organization, and how the expectations have risen since, maybe when you guys were there? Do you feel a difference there in the city of just now? The expectation for this fan base is, we understand it's difficult to make the playoffs, but we're going to get really mad if this team doesn't. In the last few years, I know have been frustrating, but how have the expectations changed maybe since when you first got to town?
Well, I think it's 25 years now, and I think this fan base is dedicated. They stick with their team, and they love the hockey here in this community first and foremost. This has become a hockey area from the young kids. The amount of grassroots that are going through here with hockey just blowing up, and so it's there's been a lot of good players that come through here, a lot of talent here lately, and I think these fans deserve to see a winning team every night, and I think that's kind of what they want. They want to win, and they got a taste of some playoff hockey and how great it is and how exciting playoff hockey is, and then how exciting that building can be when there is playoff hockey. So, they should want that, and they should, demand that. And, I think the players, they obviously want to be there, be playing in the playoffs, and that's what it's all about as a player. So, the whole thing is that this is a passionate fan base, and, there's some of the best fans in hockey, and, they deserve to see, hockey come May and June. And, I hope it happens here and it becomes a regular basis every year.
What's your thoughts on them taking the break to do the Olympics? Do you think that that's good or bad? Like they have it like where they take a break for almost a month and then have to come back and play like another month of hockey. Do you like that break in between, or are you not a fan of that?
It's as a player that if you didn't play in the Olympics, it was a little tough to take that break and then get going again. I think the beginning of the break is needed because the time of the year is tough. Like a typical All-Star break where you get 3-4 days off is good. The long stretch is definitely harder to get going again. But if you're a true fan of the game, of just hockey, the Olympic break, the Olympics is pretty exciting to see the best players compete against each other. It's a special moment. So, I'm a fan of it. I'm excited. I'm going to watch it. I'm looking forward to it. I think USA has a great team, and I think, I'm excited to see how they do. And like I said, if you're a true fan of hockey, I think you got to be excited to watch the best players in the world just compete on the international stage. It's pretty cool.
You, RJ, famously played at the Ohio State University, played a little hockey there. You were in college the same year I was, which, to quote the band Stained, it's been a while. I'm gonna guess the NIL thought when you see that now in college sports. What do you think back to in your time of playing hockey? Like, did it ever cross your mind back then that this is the level that it would be to? And do you think maybe the NHL system is a system that other sports should look to, where you can get drafted by a team, but then you can go on and play for a college and get developed?
Yeah, I think that process of being able to get drafted and then still stay in school, I think hockey's doing it the right way right now. It allows these schools to develop players, and college hockey is pretty exciting right now. There's some really good talent. The competition is so much higher and better than what it was when I played, and I think it's those few years that I played in college, it really allowed me to develop, as a person, matured physically in the weight room and all those things. And it allowed my transition into pro hockey so much better. So I do think it's a positive. I think it's great for those players to have that ability to play in college hockey. And the whole NIL thing, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I don't quite understand it, why it's gone to that level it has. And, especially now with high school kids and everything, but it's just different, and it's kind of where it is right now. And I guess we got to kind of get used to it. So.
Yeah, it's a very different world. We were talking with Rick Nash about, if they had the same rules that they have in, college football, where it's like, hey, every year all of your contracts are just gone and you have to start over. They're 1-year deals. How would you be able to run a front office like he does in the NHL? It's mind-boggling to think. But, even in college hockey, right, that's kind of the game now, is guys can go where they want. And I know there's some different rules because of the NHL stuff, but it's still, guys are getting paid. They find a way to get some NIL deals, and that's just a different world than we're used to, right?
Oh, it sure is. And, and I know, some of the coaches at Ohio State, and I know the difficulty they have and in the process of all this. And it's different. It's a challenge for them, and to keep the players, get the players. And like I said, I don't truly understand it for it. You miss the days where your verbal commitment means something and you want to stick it out for 3-4 years there at that program while you develop. I think that always said something. When I was looking at schools, I chose a school, and I was proud to go to that school. So, these kids can switch at any moment, and it's just different. I don't know if it's right or wrong. It's just different.
Buckeye, a Blue Jacket, a legend here in Columbus, RJ Umberger. He'll be on at Nationwide this Saturday night for the 25th anniversary celebration. Thanks for taking the time this morning, RJ. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Have a great day.
There you go. RJ Umberger on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. 2 minutes away. What are some of the names out there for Ryan Day to hire as an offensive coordinator? We'll talk about it next. Oh, yeah, and this little thing called Hot Take Tuesday. Yeah, we'll get back to that next. T Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Guys and ladies, get real about your health this new year with Synergenics and Low T Center. For a limited time, the men's TRT test is free, and the women's hormone test, normally $299, is only $99 now, and the weight loss consultation is free. You can walk in or book an appointment now at getmyhealthfix.com. So if you've been suffering from the symptoms of low testosterone, such as constant tiredness, lack of focus, or just feeling off, at Synergenics and Low T Center, you can meet with a real provider. You get real medication, and you get real results. Plus, you can choose if you want to be treated in the clinic or if you want to receive at-home treatment. Either way, it all starts with a simple, quick, free TRT test at the center. The on-site lab means you get results in about 20 minutes. No waiting for days like other places. For a limited time, the women's hormone test only $99, and the men's test is free. Go to getmyhealthfix.com. That's getmyhealthfix.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And today, we're in my showroom to demonstrate how efficient our windows are.
Whew, it's really cold in here, Wilson.
We call that eco-friendly organic air conditioning.
Drafty windows are a major problem for energy bills and comfort. It's one of the biggest reasons why people get Pella windows.
It really is a problem, Leslie. I'm wearing 3 coats right now, looking like a beanbag with legs.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Every time Tyvis laughs, take a drink. Just kidding. You'd be dead in 30 seconds. You're listening to T Bone and Tyvis.
Saw Curt Signetti after winning the national championship last night. He had a quote. Someone asked him, what do you plan on doing next? And he said, well, if I was smart, I'd probably retire. But we need the money.
He's funny.
That's very relatable. That's very relatable, even though like his level of we need the money is millions and millions of dollars. Hey, they're going to pay you to do it again. He went on to say, what else am I going to do? I love football. All I want to do is coach football. So good for him.
We need the money.
Yeah. Well, they found it. It was, I'll tell you what, that is the biggest found money story in sports history, right? Where it's like Indiana basketball is supposed to be the thing. Oh, it just so happens we have a national championship football program now out of nowhere.
I will say that he's taken the phrase that like, you're like, he's raised the ceilings for anywhere. Like, there's nowhere that you can't win now, in my personal opinion. Like, nobody would ever thought Indiana would be able to be this or do this. And he showed that, like, if you hire the right coach, like, you can achieve anything. So it makes me look at, like, the Northwesterns, Purdue's, and all of those schools, like, and that's not no excuse anymore to say, like, this is what we've been, this is our expectation. Like, Iowa only winning 8 games a year, like, that's no. You absolutely can win it all and here and anywhere if you got, and he didn't even really have a financial backing until now. So right. Like that to me, yeah, it's a game changer.
I feel like we are, I don't know, man. People keep trying to like doubt this guy. They're like, oh yeah, well he won't repeat. It's like, no, I thought the man would win a national championship 2 years in. Put this in perspective this way. Curt Signetti has won as many college football national championships at Indiana as Jim Tressel won at Ohio State, as Urban Meyer won at Ohio State, and now as Ryan Day has won at Ohio State. I mean, that's not to say that those coaches are better or worse than Curt Signetti or anything else. That's to say the man has accomplished at Indiana, not at Ohio State, the thing that Urban Meyer got one of them, right? Jim Tressel, as great of a coach as he is, got one of them at Ohio State. I know Urban, got a couple at Florida too. I'm just pointing out that like some of the best coaches in college football history have only been able to manage 1 or maybe 2 championships. Curt Signetti's on that list of great, and he didn't go to a blue blood to do it. He did it at a school that had like 5 winning seasons or 3 winning seasons in the last 25 years. It's unbelievable what happened there. So deserves his flowers, rightfully so. I saw a list of potential coordinator options for Ryan Day. Would you like this list?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Now,
I'm sure Dayball is number one on everybody's list.
Well, here's an interesting thing. This comes from College Football Focus. This got tweeted to me because people saw my name on it. Because one of the names that was put out there
Bowen?
No. Jonathan Smith was on the list. And I said, that's a hot take Tuesday. Former Michigan State head coach. I maybe, but I don't. I do think that would be hilarious, though, if I accidentally got copied on emails where it's like, hey, this is the game plan this week, and it just gets copied to me. But no, I don't believe this list is accurate at all because the other two names he has on here are Greg Roman and Matt Nagy. First of all, Matt Nagy keeps interviewing for actual NFL head coaching jobs. I don't think he's in the market for, let me drop down to be a college assistant coach.
He can't go back to Kansas City because they hired Eric Bieniemy.
I saw that, too. That's crazy enough that they know he's going to take some job. He's probably going to end up getting an NFL head coaching job, which is its own level of insanity.
What
in my
is there,
opinion.
7 left?
Well, yeah, right, because the jobs that have now, the Bills job opened.
Correct.
But yesterday you had Jeff Hafley took the Miami job.
Yeah.
Former defensive coordinator
it's
here.
6 because it's Kevin went to the Falcons, John Harbaugh went to the Giants, Hafley went to the Dolphins, and Robert Saleh's with the Titans.
Yeah, that was overnight, right? That Robert Saleh accepted the Titans job. So now that's off the board.
Shout out to my DB coach and my defensive coordinator both getting jobs.
That's funny. It almost seems like those two teams were like, we better lock up our guy if we're thinking about it before now the Bills start interviewing candidates because clearly that Bills job is pretty desirable, I would think. But as far as that goes, I think that affects the Ohio State offensive coaching search a little bit too, doesn't it?
They're gonna get Cliff Kingsbury.
Well, that's one of the names that's floating out there. I don't like the Greg Roman, who was the guy who got fired right with the Chargers, like their offensive coordinator. I don't see that one. I don't see Jonathan Smith. I don't see Matt Nagy. But the other names are out there. Brian Daboll's one of them. Garrett Riley, Lincoln's younger brother or older brother, whatever he is, the guy who was the offensive coordinator at Clemson, I believe. No. Todd Monken is getting NFL head coaching offers. I don't know if he's in play, but if he is, I'd be fine with that. But Cliff Kingsbury is the one that I feel like is very, I don't know if it's very possible. I have no ties over there to Ohio State. I'm just saying, like, that's a guy that fits the profile of has experience calling offenses, needs to get a little bit of a redemption tour for himself.
Yeah.
That could definitely be a spot. But you know one that we've talked about him a lot, and I don't think we brought him up a lot recently, but Joe Thomas Barrett IV. The guy got Caleb Williams to look like a really great quarterback. He was in Detroit with that offense, resurrecting Jared Goff's career a bit.
I don't know if JT wants to be an OC.
I don't know if he does either, but it would be his alma mater. He might, and by the way, you could also slap the hey, FYI, we're not going to say this publicly, but in case Ryan Day ever decides to bolt for the NFL, which is always, I don't know if it's always a possibility, but he's rumored every year to be like, a thought that NFL teams are interested in him. I don't know if he's interested in them, but you could sell that to a JT Barrett too, to, hey, you might end up being the head coach here someday.
So, about that's interesting because you say, like, Ryan Day would like to go back to the NFL to be like a play caller, right?
I mean, to be a head coach at some point. I'm saying, like, if he goes and wins another championship here or something like that, the NFL, he's as hot as any coach's name. The NFL comes calling and he says, yeah, I've won my 2 championships. I've proven everybody I can wrong. Now I want to go to the NFL and try to do that. For some people, that is just the allure of, I want to go try to do it at the highest level. And to be an NFL head coach, it's not like the money's worse, and you have a chance to go prove what you can do at that level. If that, I'm saying, do we think that's out of the realm of possibility that Ryan Day could eventually, not this year, not probably even next year, but if he wins another national championship, maybe that's something he wants to do. And maybe NFL teams, I think the NFL teams will be interested. They always seem to be.
I mean, I didn't really hear this round, this go around.
Well, no, because he lost 2 games at the end. But I'm saying if he doesn't do that.
But I feel like I didn't really hear it last year either.
Oh, it definitely was out there that, like,
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I feel like there was interest in him for sure. And also I think it has to be, it takes 2 to tango. If he puts it out there that he is interested, I'm just saying, like,
I'm interested. Would he go is he going as a head coach or is he going as an offensive coordinator?
I mean, I don't think you leave Ohio State to go be an offensive coordinator.
Jeff Hafley did.
No, but he was not the head coach at Ohio State. He was a coordinator.
No, he was the head coach at Boston College.
Right. I'm saying I don't think you leave being a head coach at Ohio State. Leave it as, I mean, he was as a 4-year head coach at Boston College. What's the most games he won? I don't think he won more than 8 games.
I want to say I don't think he was very successful.
Right. And now he's going to run an NFL team. So I'm saying, like, I don't know, but I could just see JT Barrett being interested in coming and being a coordinator, moving up position level. He's a quarterback's coach now. Maybe he wants to come be a coordinator at Ohio State and work with Ryan Day. I would think that's good for learning how to call an offense, all that stuff. And I don't know. I think that's the name. I would be very interested in JT Barrett. All the other names that are out there, I just want someone who knows how to call an offense or who has, in JT Barrett's case, a proven track record of developing quarterbacks. That's what I want here at Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm Dayball, JT. Cliff had the year with Cliff's claim to fame is that he was with Patty Mahomes at Texas Tech, and then when he went to the Cardinals, I think Kyler has some good years. I'm pretty sure Kyler made the Pro Bowl under Cliff, and then Jaden Daniels last year.
Yeah, I think.
But it's like with him, it's like it gets hot and then it falls off the cliff every time.
Okay, so it feels like now after I'm reading these names, you've become less excited. I
am getting less excited, and it's a shame. It's a
shame. You know, I run it back with Keenan Bailey. That's where we're at. We're probably they're just going to float worse and worse names out there until we actually come around to like, well, Keenan Bailey's just there. Maybe we just do that.
I think the problem is you got to wait for the NFL jobs to fill up first.
Hey, what do you think? What do you think of Brian Kelly maybe coming to be in the offensive coordinator? And we're just like, oh, no. God, no, that's worse. See, if I'm Keenan Bailey's agent, I'm floating that out there all the time.
You don't think that you got to wait for these NFL jobs?
I'm sure you do, but at some point, and I'm sure that's what's happening. I don't think Matt Patricia, when did he get hired last year? Wasn't it late? Was it in February? I don't think it was even in January. So, yeah, it's going to take some time, but we're getting to that point, too, where, Matt Patricia's still kind of figuring out what he's going to do. I presume he will be back with Ohio State, but, yeah, a lot of moving parts there.
Ooh, if it show up there, somebody is...
Yeah, that would be a big game changer there for sure. All right, so it is Hot Take Tuesday. Hot takes coming up next. T Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, if you're heading downtown right now, do note the right shoulder is currently blocked on 71 northbound, just passing 17th Avenue because of a crash out there. Another incident over in our southwest corner by Grove City. The right shoulder is blocked on 270 eastbound, just beyond Georgesville Road, as well as over on the east side. Take a look here. Expect some lane closures on that 70 ramp westbound to 270 northbound because of yet another crash this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
It's Timmy Hall and AI Common Man. Happy to ring in another year with our friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Mikey, do you want to be a millionaire? Hollywood is the place to do it.
From now until March 25th, you have the chance to win $1 million instantly. And here's something Mikey likey. All new brunch items at the Sportsbook Restaurant and Bar like Biscoff Stuffed French Toast, Country Benedict, or Roast Beef Hash Skillet. Yummy.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you something. When's the last time a contractor did exactly what they said they would? On time, on budget, didn't give you any surprises at the end. With Baths R Us, there are no surprises. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. On time, on budget. And here's the difference with Baths R Us. They have local crews, never subcontracted. The people who show up to your door, they're trained Baths R Us employees. They aren't just some random crew that got hired last week and has no idea what they're doing in your home. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space you're proud of, Baths R Us builds it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. 380-225-BATH. That's to call Baths R Us and deal with a company that started right here in Ohio and grew by word of mouth. Because they treat people right. They do what they say they're going to do. 380-225-BATH to call Baths R Us. Baths R Us. Bathrooms you can trust.
Call now.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
The Buckeyes are back at the shot for a Big Ten battle with Minnesota.
Live fan coverage starts Tuesday at 5:30 after Common Man and Timmy.
Every game, every season. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Ohio sports destination.
Matty Ice here with the Columbus Men's Clinic. Guys, you've got one life, and it's too short for not nows, maybe laters, and tomorrows. If you're noticing issues with low T or ED, then your relationships, your confidence, and even your career has already been affected. So, guys, no more excuses. Columbus Men's Clinic has a medical provider focused solely on ED and low T the right way. Since 2014, they've been helping men get safe, effective treatment for over a decade. So call them at 614-300-7400 right now or book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com. Did you know there's treatments that can help you maintain what you've got? Yeah, that's right, fellas. Just like going to the gym to maintain muscle, there are ways to keep ED and low T at bay without a pill. So it's time to show up for yourself, for your family, and a lot more by going to the Columbus Men's Clinic. Call them at 614-300-7400 or book them online at columbusmensclinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic for every man in every season of life.
Toyotathon is on at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. With inventory on the lot and fresh inventory rolling in daily, now is the time to treat yourself before the holidays. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com for Toyotathon specials or visit our festive showroom on the corner of Sawmill and 161 in Dublin. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky.
Think Toyota. Think Tansky. Think Tansky.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. If your kid is complaining about not wanting to go to school, blast the volume on this show. You won't have any more problems. This is T Bone and Tyvis.
How about a product that has a 50-point inspection before it leaves the factory? How about it gets a 20-point inspection before it ever gets installed? How about it's got over 45,000 five-star reviews and a 96% customer satisfaction rating? If that was a hamburger, you'd say, well, I don't know why you'd install a hamburger, but like that'd be a really good hamburger. If it was a car, you'd say it's got to be a really good car. It is windows, and the windows come from Window Nation. And right now they got a great deal on these windows that can save you money, make your home more energy efficient, and keep the cold air out of your home with these windows from Window Nation. They are doing right now their buy 4, get 4 windows free sale. It's going on now. It's a great time to replace all the windows in your home because not only do you get the buy 4, get 4 free sale, you also could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. Replace the old or builder grade windows in your house right now with high quality windows from Window Nation. Go today, get your free estimate at windownation.com. It's fast, it's quick, easy to do, and if you go with Window Nation, they can get your windows replaced in a day or less. WindowNation.com. Go there now and get your free estimate and find out more about their buy 4, get 4 windows free sale going on today. Jeff Hafley just took the job with the Miami Dolphins, and Tyvis and I are both noticing in the break that former Buckeye defensive coordinator, that former Boston College head coach, and that former Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator has a very intense forehead. That is a forehead that it's aggressive. Gets into that room. I like it. I like the forehead.
It's only funny because I'm sitting here looking up thinking the same thing, and then you just out of nowhere said that guy has an aggressive forehead. I was like,
Take Tuesday.
How we do it? Like he literally said what I was thinking.
Hey, man, that's why they invented hats. I wear them all the time. This is a hot take from Darren, who says, hot take, Van Wert is the geographic center of college football over the last 3 years. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay. I like the take. Rusty says, Kurt Signetti looks like a mad scientist who made an undetectable steroid in pre-workout and decided to become a coach and build a team he gives his drug to and wins it all. That's almost a conspiracy theory more than a hot take. And how about this one from Meat Sweats, who says, hot take, Ryan Day needs the top quarterback out there because he can't coach them up.
Hey.
They don't progress.
Hey.
Whoa.
That's not fair.
What do you mean?
That's not fair.
I didn't say it's fair. It's a hot take. That's what Meat Sweats said. He said it's a hot take.
He's out to lunch. He can't say that because Will Howard literally said, like, when he got here, the stuff he learned from Ohio State, from Ryan Day and all those guys was stuff he had never heard of before.
See?
So therefore, like, you can't say that.
I think one
and on top of that, isn't Julius saying a top quarterback anyways?
Well, no, I mean, he was one of the top guys you could get. He was, a 5-star guy. That's his point is you have to go. He's saying Ryan Day has to go get 5-star guys to be good.
Will Howard was not a 5-star guy, was he?
Yeah, that's right. That's fair. I'm just reading. Why are you yelling at me? I'm reading the hot
yelling at you. I'm yelling at Meat Sweats.
He'd be upset if he got 3-star guys. He'd be like, why is Ohio State rolling in 2-star quarterbacks all of a sudden?
That's right. That's right. Meat Sweats, I appreciate the hot take. You can fire yours off on the YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, 971 The Fan, click on T Bone and Tyvis, or you can tweet us like Meat Sweats did, at Bone and Tyvis 971. We have a hot take here from the Common Man. Would you like to hear it?
Yes. What do you got to say?
It's labeled in the system. I have no idea what he's going to say. It's labeled in the system, Mikey Hot Take. So let's hear what Common Man has to say.
Bone, Tyvis, I was listening to the show yesterday, and as usual, heard Tyvis talking about how playing out in the elements is terrible. Everything should be climate controlled. Dylan was talking about how the best should be playing the best. No other outside distractions. And I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. I've been wrong a lot. And I think I've finally seen the light. Now that I think about it, let's eliminate all unfairness in sports. Crowd noise, gone. Too much of a distraction. Bo Nix injured, not fair. Let's play in the spring when he's healthy and ready to go. And we shouldn't be relying on one game to decide anything. If Ohio State played Indiana 10 times, they'd probably win 8 of them. Shouldn't that count for something? We should play a bunch of games, like series, to figure out who's truly the best over a period of time. And 17 regular season games, what the hell does that prove? That's not enough of a sample size. The more you play, the better picture you'll have about who's the best. And if the weather isn't great, you delay the game, or better yet, you postpone it to a nicer day. So, more games, let's say 162. The playoffs should be best of 5, maybe 7, just so we're making sure the best team really advances. And if the weather's not great, let's try again tomorrow. You may be onto something, my friends. So my hot take is football should be more like baseball. That'll satisfy the both of you.
There you go. That's I just play the hot take.
Common Man is an extremist.
Is he an extremist or is he making sense? Like I said yesterday, it's I don't know how you could have watched that Bears game with the snow and everything coming down and say, yeah, this is worse. I'd rather be in a dome where there's no weather, no nothing. It's on turf. I don't know how you could watch that Patriots-Texans game and not see the weather and say, which team's going to overcome this? Which team is going to try to fight through it? The best. No, instead, we want it all to be sterile. I want every game to look exactly the same. In fact, why don't we do like C.J. Stroud said and do like even let's change all the uniforms. Let's do that.
I noticed that you were watching it from your couch.
What do you mean?
You wasn't in the elements.
Yeah, because I have a job to do. I have to be here.
No, this was on the weekend. I watched Jeffrey Fitoff go to a game and still come in the next day.
Well, that one, he's insane. So I mean, yeah. But
I don't hear I have to work take. Like, that's baloney.
He only has to do 2 hours. I have to do 3. That last hour is a real game changer. It's a big difference.
I'm sure it is.
I have gone to plenty of games outside. I will go to plenty more outside. I have no problem sitting outside in the elements. Yes, I've done it many a times. I would do it again.
Did you go to the Blue Jackets Stadium series last?
No, I wish I would have.
See? Why not? It was too cold for you?
No, because I have 3 children. They all have activities.
I have 2.
Their activities are yes, but your kids are at home right now. Wait till they get older and they got stuff all the time.
Basketball tonight.
How many nights a week do they have basketball?
1.
Okay, great. Yes, that's like we have 17 activities every night. I got somewhere I got to go. Today. I leave here. I got to take someone to a dentist appointment. Tonight, they got to go 3 different places. I'm running all the time. So yes, I don't have as many opportunities to get out to the outdoors and go watch, but I would love to go watch in the cold, in the snow. I don't care. If it's a great game, I'll go. And I'm just saying, I don't need, you know who does need a dome? The fair weather fans. The fans who will only show up when it's a nice 72-degree environment, when there's a nice little cocktail waiting for them in the luxury suite.
What about
those fans who are terrible fans who can't name 5 players on the team? That's who's going to come to your dome games. That's where your home field advantage is going to go away.
What about the older fans that want to go to the games?
What about them?
In like December.
What about them?
They can't go because it's cold.
Who says?
It's cold.
I watched, no. I watched that. The Vikings, remember the Vikings? They had to play a few years in the Gophers outdoor stadium. Remember that? The Vikings were building the new stadium. They had the old stadium. They had to play outdoors. And they had a playoff game, I'm pretty sure.
The dude who's eating a dilly bar?
No.
That was us.
I'm talking about the Vikings were playing in the Gophers stadium. And one of their legendary guys, who I cannot remember who it was, and it's stupid that I can't remember who it was, ran out there in I think it was negative 10 degrees with a polo shirt on. This man is 90 years old. He went out in a polo shirt, no jacket, walked out, greeted everybody, did the coin flip, flexed on him, and then walked off the field.
And
that man
went right back to his car.
No. He watched the whole game.
No, he didn't.
Shirtless.
No, he
took
didn't.
his shirt off.
No, he didn't.
Nipples.
No, he didn't.
Cracked off during the game. Just lost them. He's
a
like,
lie.
I don't need him. I'm 90.
Lies told.
No, he went out, though, in the cold. I'm telling you.
And he went right back to his car or his suite.
That's whatever. He went out and did it. I'm just saying, if that 90-year-old man could go do it
for 2 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm saying the star athletes who are getting paid millions of dollars can go out there for a few hours and be cold.
2 minutes opposed to a few hours.
Yeah, with the big parkas on it that have heaters in them, and you stand next to a jet engine that warms. We did this yesterday. I'm not doing this again.
Heaters.
Yes, they do. Well, apparently they.
You gonna tell me? I'm gonna say I wore the thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say maybe the star quarterback might get one of those. Maybe if you.
Maybe. Maybe. Mine's definitely didn't. I'll tell you that now.
So Fernando Mendoza, is he the number 1 pick in the NFL draft? We'll talk about it next. And more about Indiana winning the national championship. As much as that sucks, it happened yesterday. T Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, if you're heading out the door and traveling from the east side, pay attention, especially over by Bryce. We are noticing a big crash on a ramp at 70, that westbound ramp as you head towards 270 northbound. That right lane is blocked and noticing some major backups all the way even passing State Route 256 out there. So keep that in mind. Certain portions down to in the 20s for your travel times. The same situation, though, for folks over on the west side. That incident happening 70 eastbound, just passing Wilson Road. 16 miles per hour for your travel times with the right shoulder currently blocked. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Alpizu with your fan traffic.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Save big on USDA Choice boneless chuck roasts. They're on sale now for just $6.99 a pound with your digital coupon. Limit 5. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Steve here from USA Insulation. Let me ask you a question. Do you know why your thermos keeps your coffee hot? Because it's insulated with foam. So let us do the same thing and insulate your home with our premium foam for only $99 a month, interest-free. The cold weather's here. There's nothing better than sitting in a warm, comfortable home with your loved ones and keeping that cold, drafty air outside. So make the call today, 529-2440, 529-2440 or usainsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Alexa, how do I handle this leaky pipe under my kitchen sink?
The best answer is to call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222.
Alexa, how do I reconnect my toilet to the sewer line?
Kevin, do yourself a favor and just call the Waterworks.
You're right. What's that number again?
Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222. Better care, better value, better results.
Your mornings are jam-packed. So if you're going to add anything, make it your favorite bite from Tim Hortons. Buy any size beverage and add a daily baked donut for $1, a tasty bagel for $2, or a freshly cracked hot breakfast sandwich for just $3. It's the best way to add more to your morning. The 1-2-3 menu, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer in restaurant. Tax extra. Exclusions and terms apply at timhortons.com/offer-terms.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
The common phrase is new year, new me, but that's hard to do when you're dealing with pain. Hi, I'm Tyvis Powell with QC Kinetics. I struggled to get through the day just like you until I seen my guys at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his staff brought me treatments that help my body repair my knees and shoulders. If you're like me and don't want to have an operation that keeps you away from doing activities, then visit QC Kinetics, where your treatments is in the office and there's no downtime. You'll be moving better and stronger, and that way you can accomplish all your goals. For me, I want to lose weight this year, and thanks to QC Kinetics, I can run and lift just like I used to when I was in the pros. Simple procedure that can deliver big life-changing results. Let January be your clean slate. Stop managing the pain and start solving it with QC Kinetics right here in Dublin. Call now for your free consultation. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle. Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score.
Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up, you get early payout on parlays too. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. And app only.
It's a new year. Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? At My Computer Career, prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Chris Stapleton's All-American Road Show. Saturday, August 1st at Paycor Stadium with special guests Lainey Wilson and Alan Stone. Chris Stapleton's All-American Road Show. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Isaiah Jacob. The Indiana Hoosiers are the college football national champions for the first time ever. Top seeded Indiana defeated number 10 Miami 27-21. Head coach of the Hoosiers, Curt Signetti, now has an FBS best 27-2 record over the past 2 seasons. He has led the Hoosiers to their first 2 10-win seasons in program history. And then in NFL coaching news, the Tennessee Titans are finalizing a deal to hire San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh as their next head coach, while the Miami Dolphins hired former Green Bay Packers and Ohio State defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley as their next head coach. In other news, OSU women's hoops got their second top 10 win in a week. They took down 10th-ranked TCU 71-69. This update was sponsored by Uber Eats. Uber Eats has a great deal waiting for you at El Vaquero. From now until March 31st, buy 1 quesadilla deal, get 1 free on the app. Terms apply.
One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T Bone and Tyvis.
Mendoza ready to take the snap. He takes it. He looks. He throws the football.
And
he runs it, Don.
He runs it. And he ties for the end zone. Does he get it in? Touchdown! Fernando Mendoza runs the football and scored.
Don Fisher, who has been the voice of Indiana football and basketball for over 50 years, on the call on the Indiana Radio Network. Hoosiers win 27-21, beating the Canes of Miami. They are your national champions. And I don't know. Is that guy who made that play, Fernando Mendoza, Tyvis, who had the stat line is nothing. I think he was like $180, maybe $150. How many yards did he throw for? It was nothing, right? It was. Hang on, I got it right here. 16-27, 186 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Ran the ball 7 times for -8 yards because he took a bunch of sacks. Threw and ran for that touchdown you just heard. The stat line is not impressive. But if you watch the game with your eyeballs, you saw a guy who made big plays in big moments, which is what he's done all year. You saw a guy who kind of retconned his Heisman campaign. They're going to show that highlight after he already had won the Heisman. That was probably the most Heisman moment he had, was diving into the end zone, getting hit. As cool as all the other moments he had in college football were this year, none of them are bigger than that. But is that the guy you want to be the number 1 pick on your team?
Well, he will be the number 1 pick on the team. I personally, if I'm I was about to call them the Oakland Raiders.
No.
Can't do that.
No.
If I'm the Las Vegas Raiders, I think you got bigger fish to fry than just the quarterback. I understand that the quarterback is also the most important thing in football, but I just think that the offensive line is not good. You don't have no receiver weapons. I'd take calls on it. How about that? I'd be very open to taking calls and seeing exactly what a team is willing to offer to trade up to get Fernando Mendoza if I'm the Vegas Raiders. That's what I would do.
This is the tough call on this because clearly he has physical talent. I mean, he's 6'5". He can move. Like he can make plays with his feet. I don't think anybody's ever going to mistake him for like Lamar Jackson in the open field, but he can definitely, he's not afraid to put his head down, get a few extra yards, maybe a little bit of a Josh Allen component there for him as far as it's not the main part of his game, but it adds to it. The problem is he doesn't have Josh Allen's arm. So like from a physical standpoint, the tools and talents are not there quite in the same way they are for some of these other big time number 1 guys. What he has is some incredible ability, at least in college he's had, to make plays when it matters. And even, I mean, the leadership stuff, the stuff he says after the game, although I think he sounds a little weird when he says it, this is Fernando Mendoza talking about that play. On 4th down, they decide to put the ball in his hands. He tucks it and runs, and not only gets a first down, scores a touchdown. This is him talking about that call.
Yeah, a big concept that we've really had on ourselves this year is always betting on ourselves. Whether it's preseason, no one thinks we can make it. Whether it's figuring it out in situations like Oregon, Penn State, and Iowa, we've always figured it out. And whenever Coach Signetti, Coach Shanahan, they called that play, we knew, hey, we're going to bet ourselves one more time in the biggest stage of the game. And at that point, I took the drop, and it wasn't the perfect coverage for it, but I trust my linemen, and everybody in that entire offense and entire team had a gritty performance today, and we're all putting our bodies on the line. So it's the least I could do for my brothers.
I mean, that's that right there. It's the least I could do for my brothers. That mentality is what NFL coaching staffs and front offices are going to drool over, is the fact that this guy loves the game.
No, I agree with that. And I think that gives him ultimately a really good chance. I mean, but you're talking about just the physical standpoint or the traits. Like, to me, he is one of two things. He either can come in there, because I think that all he cares about football, which is great. You hear about all these quarterbacks in the NFL. You got Kyler Murray, who cares about Call of Duty, and then you've seen the reports about Lamar being a big video game guy. So to have a kid that comes in, or not a kid, but have a player come in that's truly locked into just football, ultimately gives you a chance to be successful in the NFL. I think that is the one thing that's missing. There's so much stuff going on in the world that can really take your concentration away from football. So I love the fact that he loves the game and that's all he cares about. I just think that with him, there's just, I don't know. It's like the talent thing. Like when you look at just these big games that he plays in, and yes, he's made some plays in those games, but like the fact that the numbers don't jump off the page, like every game in every season or every game in the NFL is going to be of talented players. You're playing with the elite of the elite guys. and you have to consistently be able to make plays. And I just feel like just some of them stat lines that he did in those games, I just don't feel like that would win games. Like, especially when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it comes down to your quarterback being able to make plays with his arm or his legs. Like, I just think that in the big games, like, consistently doing that, if he hasn't done it in college, how is he going to do it in the league? But I definitely think he's got a shot. I don't know. I'm not sold on him just being this great guy, and I hope I'm wrong. I really do, because I really do like his story, and I do love the fact that he idolizes Tom Brady and he wants to be like Tom Brady. And so far, he's carrying himself like that. But I don't know. And then thinking about just going to the Raiders, where it's like you got Brock Bowers and Genty, and then like that's it.
Whoever it is.
That's why I'm like, to
like
me,
any quarterback, you have to build a team around.
Yeah, like
the guy.
it's just a lot of things with Vegas that they got to fix. And I just feel like to me, if you take Geno Smith out and you insert Fernando Mendoza, does that make them that much better?
I don't think so in year one.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't know how true that would be for any rookie quarterback right now, because there is something to the organization itself.
It was like that for Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
but he had the elite traits coming in, and that's what during the draft process, it'll be interesting to see what they say his elite trait as the number one quarterback. Like Jaden Daniels, obviously he had his legs, like he was a playmaker. Whereas like you think about Trevor Lawrence and Caleb Williams and these guys that have been the number one overall pick, what do they say? They have at least one elite trait. What's Fernando's elite trait? I just don't see it yet.
Oh, the number one thing you're going to hear about will be when he interviewed. He wowed everybody in the interview.
For sure.
His preparation was insane. He has everything you need above the shoulders. And so then that will be the thing that we'll be focused on, fair or not, because we have seen quarterbacks who also had all that, who were very good above the shoulders, who were 5'11". And you know what I mean? Who like also didn't make, look, man, like I'm not trying to rip him at all. JT Barrett had everything that Fernando Mendoza has. Did he not? As far as leadership, making plays, he got hurt in some big moments that are not his fault, but like JT Barrett has all those intangible things, right?
Yeah.
Did anybody, but JT Barrett's not 6'5".
Correct.
You know, and so like I think there's a little bit of, and obviously JT wasn't on the field when the Buckeyes won the national championship, though he contributed a lot to that season that you guys were a part of. He obviously got hurt and couldn't be out on the field in those games. If he had been, maybe there would have been a little bit different narrative about him. I don't know. But either way, like there have been plenty of guys who don't have the biggest stats, who don't have the biggest body or whatever, but they make tons of plays and they have the mental part of the game is all there. They're great leaders. And the NFL goes, thanks a lot. Here's a 5th-round pick. Maybe we'll take a flyer on you. You know, Fernando Mendoza is going to be the number one pick, in part because he's bigger and also in part because he won on the biggest stage improbably. Is that enough to make him the number one pick? I'm kind of where you are, Tyvis. It's like, I think it's hard to pass on him for a team, but I genuinely, if we just took away the great story and everything else, and he was just playing, let's say he was playing at like North Texas. No one is drafting this dude number one overall. You know what I mean? With the same numbers and everything else, he could have been undefeated and doing all this great stuff, and then got beat in the college football playoffs because he's just on a worse team. They would have absolutely just said, yeah, this guy maybe is like a 3rd or 4th round pick. He's fine. They would. I don't think they'd look at him the same way as because of this Indiana story. As much as I think it's a great one, it's going to be a very interesting draft process. For him.
He is. This is going to be really interesting because Joe Burrow didn't have a ton of elite traits as far as like arm talent and stuff like that, right?
No, but how many yards did he throw?
Well, yes. Yes.
He had the stats and the numbers and all that too.
But look who his
and that's what people drove over.
Look at his receivers, though.
I know. But then again, Indiana has a couple guys who are decent. They're not. To be fair, yes, they're not the receivers that Joe had at LSU. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of conversation about that. But you know what? Today, great championship win for them. They deserve everything they're getting. Indiana, they rock the sport world, man. They've changed everything we think about college football, at least in my opinion. Bill's job is open. What does it mean for the Browns head coaching search? We'll talk about it next. T Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, 17 miles per hour is your travel time, especially if you're heading downtown from the west side. That's because we are noticing a crash on 70 eastbound just passing Wilson Road. That right shoulder is blocked out there. And hey, not too far away, a new crash coming into our system. It's on 270 north just passing Cemetery Road. So we're talking over by Hillier. That right lane is blocked out there because of yet another incident. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, everybody, it's Berm here. Jeremy Birmingham from the Austin and Berm Show on 97.1 The Fan. Listen, if you told me 4 weeks ago that I'd have lost 27 pounds, I would have asked you if I lost a limb. But here I am, 27 pounds down in 4 weeks and all my limbs intact, thanks to Awaken 180. Where'd that weight come from? My waist? I'm already down 3 notches on my belt. My face? Yeah, I can see my jawline. That's pretty cool. You don't gain 27 pounds in a week, so you don't really notice when the weight creeps on. But if you drop it quick, doing it the healthy way, you can watch 3, 5, or even 15 years of weight gain disappear just like that. The Awaken 180 app keeps me on track, and my coach, Mandy, ensures the weight keeps dropping off. But the results on the scale are the true motivation. I'm becoming a new me, and don't miss the old me or my approach to food and health. Well, maybe cheese on a burger, but that'll be back as soon as I'm on the maintenance part of the plan. That's the thing. You give up a tiny amount, in return, you get everything. Do what we all did and make your 180 with Awaken 180. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Did you know that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? And did you know there's a good chance it's just hormones? Hi, I'm Evan Bass, founder of the Columbus Men's Clinic, and I started this clinic a decade ago to take care of men. If your testosterone is low, then motivation, energy, and drive often follow too. And keeping resolutions can feel like walking through mud, and even more so as we age. ED and low T tend to get worse if untreated. And guys, you're not alone. Your physician-led support team at the Columbus Men's Clinic has your back. For years, we've effectively treated ED and low T comprehensively and with proven treatments dialed in just for you. With same-day booking, you can meet our passionate medical team, and by this afternoon, you'll leave with a plan that's designed to be sustainable for life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how I used to feel. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and crush this new year. Call my team right now and let us treat you to an unforgettable experience. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. That's columbusmensclinic.com.
It's Timmy Hall and AI Common Man. Happy to ring in another year with our friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Mikey, do you want to be a millionaire? Hollywood is the place to do it.
From now until March 25th, you have the chance to win $1 million instantly. And here's something Mikey likey. All new brunch items at the Sportsbook restaurant and bar like Biscoff stuffed French toast, country Benedict, or roast beef hash skillet. Yummy.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube. Ooh, just to name a few. Live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
New year, new you, new truck from Germain Toyota of Columbus. And the deals are built tough. Drive home the all-new 2026 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% financing for up to 48 months. Need more muscle? The 2026 Toyota Tundra delivers with 2.99% financing for up to 72 months, or take $3,000 in customer cash. Germain Toyota has the truck and the deal you've been waiting for. Shop today at Germain Toyota of Columbus, where selection, value, and trust come standard. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Hi, the Scott Antique Markets are back again at the Ohio Expo Center, featuring hundreds of vendors with collectibles and merchandise from all over the world. The market is one weekend monthly, November through March. Build your family heirlooms. You can find everything that gets old. Just take I-71 to exit 111 to enjoy America's favorite treasure hunt. Visit thescottantiquemarket.com for more information. Come join us at the Ohio Expo Center for the Scott Antique Markets. It's huge. It's the Scott Antique Markets this weekend.
Flexible, secure, fun. Oh, and great pay, too. Are you not sure what you want to do for a career? Or are you thinking of changing careers? Being a dental hygienist or dental assistant may be the perfect fit for you and provides all of these perks, plus more. Talk with a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org to learn more. Become a valuable member of the dental team and start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens with your latest forecast. 10 TV Weather Impact Alert Days continue overnight and into early Tuesday as sub-zero wind chills remain across the region. Temperatures tonight will make their way down into the single digits with partly cloudy skies. More sunshine for tomorrow, high in the low 20s. Another chance at some rain-snow mix as temperatures push well into the 30s by Wednesday. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Just a reminder, Tyvis thinks all pizza tastes the same. Also a reminder, Tyvis was born without taste buds. You're listening to Bone and Tyvis.
All right, we've been giving our flowers to Indiana. We got more thoughts on the Browns coaching search in a minute, but you know it's Tuesday.
It's Hot Take Tuesday!
A bunch of them in the YouTube chat. I've been neglecting getting them to them, so let me get a few of these read for you. Quentin in the chat said, Quentin is the delivery guy. He said, if you want your boxes delivered to you, don't have your pit bulls outside in the dark unchained. I will pull up, see it, and leave immediately. Then he said, my hot take really is that Denzel is the best DB in the NFL. He just plays for Cleveland, so he gets no love. All right, Denzel, he's saying Denzel Ward, best in the NFL. That was back when you were saying that Richard Sherman had apparently a thought that Darrelle Revis was not all he was hyped up to be because he played New York. He got a lot of hype, but he wasn't that good.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. Shizzy says, hot take, OSU didn't win a national championship this year for the same reason they lost 4 straight to Michigan. In big games, Ryan Day is too conservative and predictable. I mean, it's his hot take.
That's not fair.
It's his hot take.
That's not fair because I thought that the reason that they lost was because Julian Singh just didn't play well in the second half. It wasn't that the play wasn't there. He just didn't see it and make it.
Whoa. What's happening there?
That's kind of how I look at it. The play was there to be made. He just didn't make it.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's something to definitely trying to figure out what the game play. Like, I'll honestly say Matt Patricia did awesome this year. Defensively, this defense, he got way more out of them than I thought would happen. It also helps that defense also turns out that they have a bunch of first-round talents on this defense, right? But in that game against Miami, I don't know what the hell we were thinking playing so far off the wide receivers when you have a guy who is known that he can't throw the ball down the field. And it was weird because Miami was doing that last night against Indiana, where I'm like, why are they playing so far off? Are they like, they were afraid of getting beat over the top by Fernando Mendoza, who, like we've said, has a good arm. I don't think he has a tremendous arm, but it's certainly more than serviceable. But they were just letting Indiana pick them apart underneath, and I didn't understand that at all.
The one thing, hold on, I'm going to get back to you. I just got to say this one thing. The one player that I wish played last year in the NFL was Curtis Rourke.
Huh? You know, the former Indiana quarterback?
Yeah, because then I would know.
And Ohio quarterback.
Because I would know, like, is it the scheme? Is he actually good? Like, I would know. I'd have a better understanding. But
are we talking about with Fernando Mendoza?
Yeah. Because, like, some people are system guys. You know, some people are like, oh, in that system they did really well. So, like, I wanted to see what Curtis – because I'm looking at Fernando's numbers and I'm comparing them to Curtis Rourke's numbers. And obviously Fernando Mendoza threw 12 more touchdowns. But Curtis Rourke had 29 touchdowns to 5 picks with 3,000 yards. Fernando Mendoza had 41 touchdowns, 6 picks with 3,300 yards.
Yeah, but see, I don't look at it as what if he had 2,500 yards, but they still did everything they did here, right? He scored the touchdown last night. The one touchdown he scored was with his feet. Did that matter? Yes, of course it did. Now, to your point, if he goes to the NFL and gets on a team that has no defense, no special teams, yeah, then he's going to have to.
Well, guess where he going?
That's what I mean. Right. No, that's totally fair.
That's my point, though.
That's fair. But also, like.
I think my point is more of. And Baker might say it's the best. Like, because he goes number 1, we might consider him a bust. Maybe that's what it is. But, like.
Oh, I'll tell you this.
I feel like if he was going to a better situation, he'd have a better chance.
Yeah.
But I got to wait to see who they hire as a coach and all those things. But right now, it just doesn't look. It doesn't seem like he's set up to succeed.
All right, let's just play
But I guess we said the same thing about Cincinnati when drafting Joe.
Let's play that game real quick. If you put it, what is the team you think is a quarterback away from being really successful? Hold on, let me look
you know
what? I'll tell you. I'll give you. He doesn't even need to leave the state of Indiana. You let him go to the Indianapolis Colts.
That'd be nice.
They got the offensive line. They got the running game.
Nice.
They got receivers. They got a defense.
Why are you playing?
I'm saying.
Hey.
Now, that's where, all right. So it's not that you doubt his ability to play in the NFL
I think
on
it's
a great roster.
I do think it's because he's going to the Raiders.
Right, but how many quarterbacks could we say that about where it's like, I mean, again, like, I don't think this guy is terrible. If Cam Ward had gone to a team like the Colts, right? Instead, he goes to a team like the Titans, who are kind of a dumpster fire. He has to now be the whole offense for that team. Do we think he's pretty good? He probably is.
Cam Ward?
Yeah, but
I think Cam Ward's got really good arm talent.
Right. But like I'm saying, it's hard to judge him a bit because he's on a terrible offense that he has to basically fix everything with it. I don't think Fernando Mendoza is that guy, but you put him on a good offense and let him just be a great quarterback, leader, all that stuff. Yeah, I think he definitely has the game for the NFL. I don't think he's like
maybe
a guy
that's what it is. I don't more so doubt him. I doubt the Raiders.
Yeah, you doubt the situation he's going through.
Correct.
Can he get another year? Can he be like Diego Pavia and just ask for another year? Maybe they'll let him have one as opposed to.
Did he have another year?
He already did, yes. Remember, he was trying to decide last year between going to Miami and Indiana. Isn't that crazy? And I know he's a Miami guy. He got a preferred walk-on offer when he was out of high school.
He should definitely try to go to he should ask to go to the Colts.
Yeah.
He should see if the Colts would trade they pick.
Pull an Eli Manning.
They ain't got none because they traded it for Sauce Gardner.
That worked out so well for them. All right. So NFL coaching search, right, going on. Browns are still trying to figure out who's going to replace Kevin Stefanski. Interviews flying left and right. I am of the opinion, and you tell me, we talked earlier in the show, you and I disagree on who we think the Browns have as their number one guy. But I'm going to give you a reason why I think Jim Schwartz is going to be the guy who ends up getting the job in Cleveland. Okay? My number one reason for that is that Cleveland has been telling, according to reports, they have been telling these coaches, or at least it's been coming up in the interviews, how do you feel about retaining Jim Schwartz as your defensive coordinator? Well, right there, you are telling me that whoever you're deciding to hire is going to have a prerequisite on who they can have on their staff. And I feel like
you can't do that.
Right. I feel like they are more concerned about losing Jim Schwartz than they are about hiring someone from outside of the building. We can say whether that's the right strategy or the wrong strategy. I think that's the wrong strategy personally, but it tells you everything you need to know about the internal thinking of that organization, does it not? It tells me that they view Jim Schwartz over any other guy that's out there on the coaching search.
Yeah, if that's the case, they should just give him the job.
That's what I mean. Like, if they said, let's talk, what's his name from the Jags? Grant Udinski?
Udinski, yeah.
Sure. If they think he is like the next Sean McVay, like he is just a wonder child who's going to come in and revolutionize your offense, do everything you need to do, then if he came in and said, that's fine, but I got to tell you right now, I'm never working with Jim Schwartz.
Then Jim Schwartz should be out of there.
Yes. If you're saying the number one concern is we have to keep this coach here for this defense because we love how this defense is, then why don't you just make him the head coach?
I agree with you.
If that's your prerequisite, that's where I would go with
I don't know if they're making it a prerequisite or if they're suggesting. I think they put it as they're suggesting that they keep Jim Schwartz. But again, if I'm a guy, I'm hiring who I want to hire, no matter what. And you can't be mad at somebody for doing that. You can't frown or sour on the candidate. You need to take the guy who's the best guy for the head coaching job, no matter what that means for the rest of the coaching staff. That's, to me, in my personal opinion, that's what you should do. The problem is with the Browns is they continue to do a half job of it. If this is going to be a rebuild, then rebuild. Blow it up.
Yeah,
you already butchered it when you did the front office thing. When you decided to keep AB and not Kevin, you had told us all for 6 years they tied at the hip. They're in this together. Well, if that's the case, they both should have been gone together. But you halfway did that one, so okay, boom. Now you go into the coaching staff. You want to fire everybody on. You want to fire the head coach, but you want to keep people that was in that regime. Like that doesn't make sense to me. No, if you're gonna do it, you got to do it. So stop doing halfway. Stop putting your toe in it. Just jump in it, call it what it is, and just move on from that.
I also like the fact that both you and I cannot say the word prerequisite.
Prerequisite.
I know it got both of us though. It kind of it's going
to be really
fun.
That's the
turf monster for like radio hosts. Certain words.
One thing that we skipped over: the fact that Robert Saleh is going to the Titans. You know what that means?
What does it mean?
That means that he's going to F up Cohen's world.
Who?
Liam Cohen.
Oh,
remember they got into that beef?
I forgot
twice a year now.
They're in the same division. Yeah, because that was when
F his world.
Because that was when like Robert Saleh was just like, yeah, they know what they're doing. They can read the signals. They do a lot of great scouting, and it kind of made it sound like a little bit like they might be doing a little extra scouting, a little cheating.
And Liam Cohen didn't like that.
Was like, yeah, you're going to hell. And it's like Robert Saleh's like, whoa, I didn't know that we got.
Told him he was going to F his world.
Oh, that's right. They're in the same division now.
Beef.
That's going to be fun. All right. So one of the Buckeyes' home venues has changed its name. I'll tell you about it in 2 minutes. T Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, 17 miles per hour is your travel time, especially if you're heading downtown from the west side. That's because we are noticing a crash on 70 eastbound, just passing Wilson Road. That right shoulder is blocked out there. And hey, not too far away, a new crash coming into our system. It's on 270 north, just passing Cemetery Road. So we're talking over by Hillier. That right lane is blocked out there because of yet another incident. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Get your furnace fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Right now, save on new 2026 Tucson with 0.99% financing for up to 60 months. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit. Ends 2/2.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
Your mornings are jam-packed. So if you're going to add anything, make it your favorite bite from Tim Hortons. Buy any size beverage and add a daily baked donut for $1, a tasty bagel for $2, or a freshly cracked hot breakfast sandwich for just $3. It's the best way to add more to your morning. The 1-2-3 menu, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer in restaurant. Tax extra exclusions and terms apply at timhortons.com/offer-terms.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Sometimes when Tyvis wears khaki pants, I can see the outline of his genitals. There's no joke there. It's just an observation.
God, the more I resist, the more intriguing they become. I can't look away.
You're listening to T Bone and Tyvis.
Guys, you've only got one life. It's too short for saying, maybe I'll get to that tomorrow. Maybe the next day. Look, if low testosterone, low T, if you're finding that you have low energy levels, that could be because you are losing testosterone. And you need to talk to a medical professional about it. I don't think it's the best solution to go online and just get some random pill for some random website that says, yeah, this is what we send to everybody. I think it's better to go to a medical professional who will draw your blood, find out what's actually going on in there, do an actual analysis of the situation, and then work with you to find the right solution, to get the right dose for you, to figure out what the treatment plan should be. One size does not fit all when it comes to getting your health right. And that's why I think the best way to go is Columbus Men's Clinic when it comes to getting your low testosterone issues fixed. They also treat erectile dysfunction as well. But if you need to go for either of those treatments, that's the place to go. Columbus Men's Clinic. You can call them up today, 614-300-7400. Again, that number, 614-300-7400. Or you can book online in under 30 seconds. It's just columbusmensclinic.com. Set up your consultation. You go in, you get your lab work done. You talk to the medical professional. You find a solution for you. When I went in, we walked through that whole process, and they showed me all the different options that were available. They even have options if you have good testosterone. You're not at a low T level yet, but you want to keep what you have. They've got solutions for that, too. Check them out today, columbusmensclinic.com. Tyvis, it is one of the best days of the week.
It's Hot Take Tuesday!
We've got a few more hot takes. I don't know if I got to all of them. This one from Mark. Last night's game makes me feel so old. I still remember way back in the day when the SEC would play for national championships and not just be embarrassed by the Big Ten in the early playoff rounds. Yeah, who could remember back to how long ago was that, Tyvis, when the SEC was nationally relevant? Do you remember when that was? Because I don't.
That was 4 years ago. Georgia Georgia had a back-to-back season.
That seems like a million years ago.
Was that the last time Georgia did that back-to-back?
That was the only time they did it, right?
No, I'm saying that was the last time the SEC won because the Wolverines won.
Wolverines and Buckeyes, then Indiana.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Alabama ain't won it since the now.
You know, also, can I say what I appreciate about this? Because this is where the Big Ten is superior to the SEC in a lot of different ways, but here's another one of them. Nobody that I heard was chanting, the Big Ten, the Big Ten. I don't know what you would chant. Like the SEC idiots that chant that all the time.
SEC.
Where you got Vanderbilt fans like trying to stolen valor from Alabama. Like, what are we doing? At least, thank God, no Ohio State fans are out there just like, oh, Big Ten, Big Ten. Like, we're not doing that
That's not
crap.
what they do.
It's
Remember
stupid.
when we beat Tennessee, we chanted SEC.
Yes, at them to make fun of them because they suck.
Correct.
Right. Like, I'm saying I'm glad that the Big Ten fans have enough self-respect to say, yeah, whatever. I was rooting for Indiana, or maybe you weren't because you're a Buckeye fan. I get it. But I'm saying, like, whether you're rooting for them or not, I don't think you're going to see Iowa fans suddenly out there being like, yeah, Big Ten, woo, while they're wearing their Iowa jersey and Indiana is, like, winning a game. We've got more self-respect than that in the Big Ten. We've been around a little bit longer. We know how things work. The SEC, enjoy your little stolen valor over there. Enjoy being irrelevant on the national stage again.
Hot Take Tuesday, Evan M216. Saying won't start every game next year. I'll add a caveat. If he is only making great throws and not making timely plays, have to make defense at least think quarterback might take off. If Julian saying don't start every game, it's only because he's hurt.
Wow. Well, that's what you're saying?
That's what I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I tend to think he's going to start every game too. But look, there's no doubt that he's got to prove something next year, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we're saying this about a guy who I know was a finalist for the Heisman. But I do think if they waited to give the Heisman out until like the playoffs were over, I don't know that he would have been a top 4 guy in the Heisman voting. Do you?
Who? Fernando?
No, Julian Sayin. I'm saying if they said today is when the voting is open. There's no way Julian Sayin would have been a top. And that's not. I'm not trying to rip him. I'm saying the most consequential games of the season, he looked like a redshirt freshman. That's fine. That is allowed. You are able to then grow from that. Devin Sanchez looked like a freshman this year. I hope next year he takes a big step forward, but we can all acknowledge it wasn't good enough from him. Dang. And we can acknowledge what Julian's saying when it came to the big moments. He's not quite there yet. He needs to get there next year, and that's why this offseason is so important. Quarterback development going to be huge here.
Mario said, Hot Take Tuesday, this time next year we will be scheming to get Signetti after OSU has a 4-loss season. They have a 4-loss season, boy. There's going to be some furniture moving in Columbus. Woo-wee.
Hey,
we lose 4 games, boy. I don't know if the last time that's happened, we lost. That was the Jim Tressel tattoo gate thing.
Yeah,
I think it was 6 and 7.
I can't hear those numbers together at this current stage of my life.
7.
That's just I can't do that. But you're right. The fickle year was that, and then prior to that, the worst year you had prior to that was like the first year of Tress's tenure, where I think they went 7-5, if memory serves. So
Tress went 7-5.
His very first year, because he was trying to. The last couple years of the Cooper era, the recruiting just fell completely off a cliff.
Urban
and he had to build
4 games.
But he not 5. Did Urban lose 4? You're saying Urban lost 4 games in a season?
I'm asking.
I don't feel like that's. I think if that happened, I've completely forgotten about it. I don't feel like that happened.
Maybe it was 3.
But I'm saying
the year they lost to like Purdue, Dwayne Haskins' year. How many?
They lost 4 games that year.
I'm asking. I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
He went 83-9 as a Buckeye. I can't imagine 4 in 1 year would be crazy.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's. I
feel like for 6 seasons.
Yeah, I feel like that couldn't have been.
I'm gonna go look it up.
Well, either way, I'm just saying. Still, like it's rare that you see a season where Ohio State loses more than 2 games. So, yeah, if they lose 2 games next year in the regular season, that will be a cause for concern.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think Ryan Day's getting run out of town over that. But I do think that will be something that would be very interesting. If you think losing 2 games in the regular season is out of the question, though, I mean, go look at the schedule. It's not favorable.
We've lost 2 games in the not in the regular season, but we've lost 2 games every year since 2021.
Yeah. All I'm saying, it's become the norm now, and we play.
Urban lost 2 games twice.
Right.
3 times. Excuse me, 3 times.
Well, I mean, hey, you got a national championship out of Ryan Day. That's good. Hopefully they get another one next year. But the schedule is going to be a lot tougher next year. If you didn't hear this, the Buckeyes have officially, I guess, or kind of quietly officially changed the name. We know that Value City, that business, I think is like not a thing anymore.
Correct.
And that's something that the Schottenstein family owned for many, many years. That was like one of their many businesses. So Schottenstein Center has always had the sponsorship on the court of Value City Arena. Well, no longer. That is not on the floor this year, if you haven't noticed. But also in the like media guide, all the people in the media notes have taken note that it no longer says Value City Arena as the location. It just says the Jerome Schottenstein Center. And I think it should be bulldozed into oblivion so we can actually go have a good basketball venue, because I don't care about the Shot at all. It's been around for 30 years now almost, and I have no attachment to that place. It's never a special place in my heart. It's a fine venue for concerts or wrestling matches, or really hockey, I guess, is fine in there too. But for college basketball, we just haven't built this program to a level that it deserves to be there. In fact, you put it back in St. John Arena, which is what I would have done. You should have renovated St. John Arena back when they were building the Shot. They should have done that. Then you have like, what, a 12 or 13,000 seat venue? That's way more the speed that Ohio State's had. Let it be a venue that constantly is filled, constantly is tough to get tickets to.
They probably anticipated that it'd take the next step and be up there with the Dukes and Kentuckys and Tennessees and all of those.
Part of when they built that arena, if memory serves correct, maybe I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure part of the reason that was built was to help try to lure an NHL franchise here, because it wasn't certain that we were going to get Nationwide Arena built. And so that was the solution, is like, well, we can build something on the Ohio State campus that can be used for basketball and hockey or whatever, but also maybe that'll get an NHL team here. And then when that happened, they said, never mind, we're building Nationwide Arena. So we now have two like basketball hockey arenas that are pro-style arenas, two of them in this city, when you really only need one. And you could have a college basketball venue down the street that already exists and is great and is more centrally located on campus. That's what, in an ideal world, would have happened. I acknowledge that it was a good thing at the time to try to do that. It never worked the way they thought it would.
What are they going to do with this shit, St. John's? Because I know they took like the scoreboard down and all that stuff.
Know. The last time I was in there was a couple years ago during a women's hockey game, because I don't know if you know, the women's hockey team, they play at the Ice House, the ice arena right there across the way from St. John. They walk over during the intermissions. That's where the teams go to go use the locker rooms. They use the locker rooms at St. John Arena. And for a long time, they had the weights out on the floor. I think they still do that. That was like the weight room for some of those programs too. That's where their offices are. That's where their locker room is. And then that's where they go lift weights and stuff and getting ready for the season. So that's what they're currently doing with it, as far as I know.
Well, they can't do nothing about it right now. They got to pay the players, and kickers, and all of that stuff. So,
Yeah, that's about how it's going. Exactly right. We'll hit the buzzer. Eric Reese will join us coming up next. T Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. If you live over in Delaware County, please be mindful. We are noticing a crash on 71, that southbound direction, just passing that Delaware County rest area, 626. That right shoulder blocked, but delays already down to about 28 miles per hour. Also on the north side of Columbus, we're noticing something just north of Worthington. It's a crash on that 270 westbound ramp as you're heading towards 23 southbound. Expect some lane closures, but not really seeing as much traffic buildups this morning in this area, at least. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey folks, winter is here. The number one cost for everyone each month are those pesky heating bills that never stop increasing. It is time to take action and do something about it. Call USA Insulation today and get your home insulated with our premium foam for only $99 a month interest-free. That's right, $99 a month. You can have a warm, cozy home that you and your family deserves. 529-2440, 529-2440, or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Do you hate holiday pictures because of your teeth?
What if a brand new smile was possible?
No matter what the current state of your mouth.
Welcome to Runyon Dental Group, home of the Implant and Smile Center,
where gorgeous, healthy smiles become a reality.
At Runyon, we've built a team of some of the most highly trained arch and implant doctors in the entire nation. This isn't an ordinary dental practice.
We believe that everyone can have a great smile,
including you, especially you. Your new smile is waiting at Runyon Dental Group.
The nightmare of the cleared drain. Those drain clearing specials from the other guys seem like a great deal until you realize the only thing really going down your drain is your money. At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Our service doesn't just clear your drains, it cleans them too. It's done right the first time, so that nightmare of a drain becomes a dream come true. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call 614-232-2222 to get started.
Bishop and Friends.
How did anybody decide that that would be like a good way to start your day?
I just pop it in the toaster. It's real quick.
I know how it works. Thank you.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T Bone. If you've ever had somebody do work at your house, it's annoying as crap, at least to me, when someone shows up to your house that you never met, you've never worked with, and you didn't hire to do the job. Subcontractors, I understand why they exist, but for me, I want to work with a company that's going to bring people who know what they're doing, who are trained by the company to put their product in. On time, on budget, no surprises at the end. That's what Baths R Us does every single time. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. And the big difference with them, they have local crews. They never sub out the work. The people who show up to your door, they're trained by Baths R Us. They're actually employees of the company, not some random crew they hired last week. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space that you're proud of, they build it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call them today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. Kind of a rare thing these days. Call them today, 380-225-BATH. That's 380-225-BATH. Baths R Us, bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
There's no place in hockey where you'll find more passion, more pride, and more boom. Make some memories with the Columbus Dispatch Family Value Pack, presented by ABC6 and Fox 28 at bluejackets.com/family.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, one thing our Pella Columbus team is really serious about is to not be salesy or pushy. We're just here to listen and hopefully make your dream a reality.
Oh, I had a dream last night where I went back in time to a dinosaur's birthday party and had to fight a triceratops for the last cupcake.
I meant more like home makeover type of dreams.
Oh, okay. I just got the dinosaur thing.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tyvis Powell helped the Buckeyes win a national championship. T-Bone watched Tyvis Powell help the Buckeyes win a national championship. Equally important. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Don't forget, tomorrow and every day this week, 6 o'clock hour, we have your chance to win more tickets to Incarceration, big rock festival, coming to Mansfield in July. Limp Bizkit headline. Tyvis yesterday, we found out, thought he had never heard of Limp Bizkit. Eric Reese are joining us now. Good morning, Reese.
Good morning, gentlemen.
He then texted me yesterday, Reese, and said, oh, wait, did he do the song for Undertaker when he would come to the
He did roll in, yes.
I didn't know that.
It is Limp Bizkit.
And that's the only song I know. I have heard of him.
Yeah, that's the band, I think, of all other musical acts that's like you absolutely know one of their songs. You might not know Limp Bizkit, you might not really know Fred Durst, but you have
Flip your fitted cap back like Fred Durst.
Yeah, sure. You have HBO Max.
Yes.
You should watch.
You know I do.
I do know that. There's A great documentary on Woodstock 99 that Fred Durst was part of.
Oh, yeah. If you've not watched the Woodstock 99 documentary.
Woodstock 99.
So Woodstock was a music festival in like the 60s that was like a whole bunch of hippies, and it was like a huge music festival. No one expected to be that big.
Okay. It's like Rolling Stones or something?
Sure. Stuff like, I mean, it was just a big music festival.
Coachella.
Jimi Hendrix played it. Like lots of bands you've heard of, right?
It was the predecessor for Coachella.
Yeah.
Okay.
30 years later, they said, let's do it again, but let's do it with like more current rock bands of today.
Okay.
And so like,
and this is in the 60s?
No. This was they did it originally in the 60s.
Oh, okay.
Then in the 90s, 99, they did another one.
Okay.
And they invited Korn, Limp Bizkit, a bunch of these like heavier bands. And Limp Bizkit famously got on stage, and their song Break Stuff, when they played that is when the crowd went from like, we're having a great time to we are actively rioting. We are
following directions.
They start tearing stuff up.
Oh, they destroyed the place.
They did. They did.
And it was in a
They set fires, Tyvis. There were fires. There were like big camera towers that they broke down. I mean, it was
Woodstock 99, Peace, Love, and Rage on HBO or HBO Max.
Yeah.
Because they did it in a part of New York that didn't have the proper infrastructure for thousands of people to just come into on a weekend.
Yeah.
So before this, they just all came and just cheered.
Like peace, love, do some relaxing drums.
And Limp Bizkit get up there and they destroyed them.
Like, it's the difference between like
trash.
In the 60s, it was a lot of people like smoking weed and like just having that kind of like peace, love, and harmony, and that was the biggest thing.
Angsty new metal came around. In the late 90s,
in the 90s, it was like guys who were doing like gas station drugs that were coming in with like they were hyped up.
Turbo Bowl.
Yeah, it was. That was a different crowd.
It was that bad.
And they didn't have enough like porta potties and all this. Nope. So like it was a very bad experience for a lot of people who went, and they were mad about it. And then Limp Bizkit was like, you should be mad. Let's break some stuff. And they were like, done. And they tore the place up. So that was we just gave you the documentary, I guess, right there.
No, you have to watch it.
Yeah.
We've left some key parts out of it that make it an incredible viewing experience.
It's yes.
It takes you in the Wayback Machine because those bands, I mean, they were huge.
Well, and that's the thing, like with that incarceration, like I saw Limp Bizkit, was that last year they were at Sonic Temple?
Very muted.
No, but you know what? Still fun.
Still fun.
Still fun.
This is a big place.
What? Woodstock?
I'm looking at it on thing. They
said Lollapalooza and Coachella were the comps.
I thought you said it was like smaller in like a
but it's like
where it was at was a part of New York, was part of New York State where they didn't have much. It was just a giant field.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like they have a billion hotels, and it's not like if they did it in New York City where there would be lots of places to stay and all that. No, it was just out in the middle of a field. People were camping. So it was, very different experience. What do you guys have coming up on the show today, Reese?
Well, we got to talk about Indiana. Mm-hmm. Signetti and the gang did the damn thing. Second 16-0 college football team ever.
Oh, yeah, because is the first one from like the 1800s or something?
The 1800s, but first one in our lifetimes. Is it going to be, can they duplicate that kind of success next year? The Big Ten's not going anywhere, certainly if you look at the odds for 2026. Dom Tiberi is going to join us at 10:30. The Blue Jackets are on a bit of a heater. Mm-hmm. With Bones on the bench. Jody Shelley will join us at 11:30. And the NFL coaching carousel continues to spin. And I think the more it spins and the more it spits out candidates, the better it is for Ohio State to kind of finalize their coaching staff for next season.
Yeah. Is Paul Feinbaum calling y'all live from somewhere out of the country?
He will be in Greenland on
great place to be right
Thursday,
now.
Which right now he's probably got some reservations on. He thought he was leaving America, and turns out Greenland, might not be the case, Mr. Feinbaum. We'll see about that on Thursday, though. Let's get through Tuesday's show first. Are we going to get
Greenland to be the 51st state, and then Puerto Rico's like, what the hell? We've been waiting forever. Why don't we get to be the 51st state? Yeah, it's what an interesting time we live in. Anyway, should be some fun stuff there. Enjoying all the conversation. Looking forward to it, Reese. 9 to noon right here on The Fan with Bishop and Friends.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the chill? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train furnaces, including 0% APR for 60 months.
Something happened yesterday that has not happened in sports in 22 years. That is, for the first time since I guess this says 2005 was the last time. 2004 was the last time this didn't happen. LeBron James is not an all-star. At least was not voted in as a starter for next month's All-Star game. He did not get listed among the starters.
That's right.
Of course it is. He has not had the best season. He's been, don't forget, he missed 14 games to start the year with sciatica pain, which is the most old man injury you can have is my sciatica's acting up. And that's what he had, but that's fine. The starters for the Western Conference were Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, his teammate, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Victor Wembanyama, and Steph Curry, who's also old, but still being Steph Curry. So, yeah. The East, for what it's worth, your guy Giannis.
Oh, we
knew that.
That was a given.
Jalen Brunson from the Knicks, Tyrese Maxey from the Sixers, Cade Cunningham from the Pistons, who's awesome, and Jaylen Brown from the Celtics.
Hey,
Donovan Mitchell.
No, Donovan?
Snubbed.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe it.
That's too bad.
That's wow. He has taken his foot off the gas a little bit this year.
He's still averaging 30 though.
Yeah, but
because he has to.
The torture chamber is real. If anytime that they play the Thunder, take the under on Donovan Mitchell. He cannot.
That was
do
brutal
anything
yesterday.
with Lou Dort. He just can't.
LeBron, the last time he was not named a starter, the first game he was named a starter in the All-Star game was 2005 in Denver. So it's been since 2004 where he wasn't a starter in the All-Star game. Every year since then he has been. But, yeah, he is...
all good things come to you.
He broke his streak. Remember that? The 1,200, almost 1,300 games he had where he had
15 or 10
points at least. That ended last month in Toronto. So yeah.
Was it 10 or was it 15?
It was 10.
That's a shame. He passed out of it.
I know.
They won the game, so hey, let him live.
Because he's a great teammate.
That's right.
Exemplary teammate, unlike Giannis.
He ain't better than Giannis.
At this point in the game, no.
You know what, Tyvis? There's going to be a day in the offseason of football where we're just going to say it's Giannis, hot take Giannis Tuesday, and you can just have all day long to tell us how great Giannis is. I'll name other players. Dylan can name other players too, and we'll all just say, yeah, is that guy better? And you can say, no, Giannis is the best. Let's just do it for a whole day. Get it out of your system. Thanks to Isaiah for helping out on producing today. Dylan will be back tomorrow. We'll be back for Big Wednesday. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. It's T Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Travel times down to 12 miles per hour after a crash by Hilliard. 270 northbound just passing Cemetery Road. The right lane is currently blocked out. There's some red popping up too on this time saver traffic map. We also have a crash, an incident not too far away from that one. It's 70 eastbound just passing Wilson Road as you head downtown. That right shoulder is blocked. 28 miles per hour for your slowdowns this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brandon.